Hello. Yellow. I am tired. Hello, chat. Hello. Do you drink energy drinks? I do, in fact, drink energy drinks. I had a Monster energy drink yesterday, not today. Hello. How's everyone doing today? Standard fare? True. Hello. Today is a Tuesday. I know what day it is. Oh, is my music too loud? No, it's fine. One moment. I need to lower it on my end. Hi. I meant to actually stream on Sunday, but I might have overslept that day and completely missed stream. I am so sorry. I did not mean to. Who did that? Who went to my Twitch channel to redeem? Eva, what the hell? Oh, that's so sneaky. Using channel points on Twitch to influence the freaking YouTube stream. That's crazy. I'm fine. How about you? I'm so potato, so tired. Hear me out. Stream the game, shoot us blood and teeth. I need to get off my ass and actually buy the game. That's my main problem. I have not bought the game. That's where it all goes wrong, guys. That's where it all goes wrong. Also, for anyone that needs a reminder, because I needed it, change the chat to live chat. If it's on top chat still. YouTube be kinda cringe like that. I'm wondering if you have the alerts on though. Yes, but I don't think you can use it without it being actually a stream on Twitch. Cat Dragon, shut up! It's slander. It's slander. Yeah. No, I'm glad you guys are doing a-okay. It's freaking cold, so I'm sitting here wrapped in 2 blankets. Okay, thank you. Probably Eva. Who did that? Eva. 2 blankets that cold. Well, I'm someone that gets cold easily. So it's just a me thing. It's me. I'm cold-blooded, you know. I am the problem here. Also, guess what we're learning about today? I picked something fun. One of the factions that I think are one of the most interesting. Buggies, Tyranids, spooky. That's why I always have tea. If I were smart, I would have made tea. I was just too lazy. You're as cold as ice. That's literally me. Women love knits, apparently. Do they? Do they? I just think they're interesting and cool and a little spooky. Apparently so. Them buggers, yes, them buggers. They often start them as first army. Wait, really? I thought it was a joke. Oh, really? I wonder what it is about them. Maybe... They were my first army. Ooh. But the Tyranids are interesting. They are. In that first, in one of the first Bricky videos we watched, there was like a part where he read a excerpt from a book, and it was fucked up, but I thought it was really interesting. Since you don't know about Halo lore, I tell you this. The super soldiers of that universe are children who are kidnapped and replaced with a clone. With a clone? Who will die of natural causes so no one suspects? Oh, you mean they kidnap children, but they leave a clone behind with the family? And they just die of freaking natural causes like that? My first knits, my first minis were knits as well. But why did you pick them? Hello, Bran. Hello. We doing Halo lore now? Apparently. I mean, I have like 2 friends asking me to play Halo. So, I probably will play Halo at some... Who did that? I will probably play Halo at some point. Even though I'm terrible at shooting. Even though I've never played it. Even though I am Potato. Cell didn't know about Halo lore, but she was interested. Yeah. But not Infinite. Infinite? Infinite. It's dog water. Which is the one that's... I'm trying to think. Which is the one that people were recommending me to play? It was a Halo. Are all Halo campaigns like multiplayer? Halo lore's interesting. I literally don't know anything. I didn't know anything about clones. Are you good at RTS games before Halo Wars is a thing? I don't think I've actually played a RTS game before. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I have. I don't think I have. So, I'm gonna assume I'm probably not good at them. Your pronunciation of Halo makes... Wait. Halo? Wait, how am I supposed to pronounce it? Halo. Hey... Hello? Halo? Wait, how do you guys... How do you guys pronounce it then, If it's not Halo, then what is it? And then what is it, huh? Halo. You're saying it right? What about it is so Austrian? Halo. Maybe it sounds a little bit too much like hey. Hey. Most Halo games have co-op for like the story too. I assume it has like a story campaign and also. Just like that? RTS games are weird to get to grips with, but can be a lot of fun when you learn them. Is Civ is a RTS game, no? Or would that not count? Gullible? Shut up. Hello, Mega. Hello. Hello? Oh. I thought you were saying hello. I'm blind. I am blind. It's camping co-op? Ooh, nice. Isn't Halo 1 just 2-player co-op? Just Halo 1? Civ is turn-based? Oh. Well, I'm Potato then. Sorry. I'm sorry for spreading misinformation. Glad to see the cell gaslighting exists on YouTube. I am not gaslighting. I am just misinformed, okay? That's different. That's very different, okay? The super soldiers in Halo were meant to be used to fight humans. But aliens invaded, so they made them to be used to fight against them, and they were submitted to painful process to be super soldiers. Going through painful processes to make a super soldier. That sounds very familiar to me. That sounds incredibly familiar to me. Split screen might have been 4. Oh, split screen in ye older days. Halo Wars is baby's first RTS, kinda. Very easy, like Antvar. Thumbs up, I know what you're saying, yes. StarCraft. Oh, StarCraft. Oh. Okay, maybe I will sound really potato if I say this. But for some reason, StarCraft in my brain, in my head, I associated it with like MOBAs. But it was an RTS all this time, apparently. Space King reference. Halo, super soldiers were kids that were abducted from homes. Yeah. I heard that earlier. And they get replaced with clones. They put metal in their bones. They shook the system to react faster than average humans. Oh, poor kids. It was? Oh, it kind of was? Okay. A MOBA RTS kind of thing. The OG. Not a potato take. Thank you. RTS had a lot of bad games come out in the early 2000s and it crashed on PC but found new life on mobile. I'm not a mobile gamer, so I wouldn't really know, but I know there are like big mobile games that they play in Asia and have like tournaments, etc. for. Wonder if those were like RTS all this time. And I just didn't know because I don't know anything about those games. Warhammer 40k Dawn of War is also RTS, and the 4th one is coming out soon. Is that the one that got like a trailer recently? I didn't watch it, but I did see that something came out for it on YouTube. No games on your phone, I'm sorry. I don't got the games on my phone. No, just kidding. I do have games on my phone. Do you work a lot so you sleep and take naps a lot? No, I'm just tired. It's a health thing. Je suis very tired. And I end up sleeping a lot, which is bad. But I'm working on it. It's still funny that StarCraft was supposed to be a Warhammer game. Wait, was it? Wait. It was originally supposed to be a Warhammer thing? How did that happen? Mechanicus is the best 40k RTS, excluding BFG. What is BFG? BFG. I've heard a lot of good about Dawn of War 4. Do they got the Nurgle in there? The Nurglings? Do they got the Gremlins? The Stinky Boys? Sounds like Monster Hunter starts bad, grows to be really good. Dawn of War was like that. StarCraft was 1990s to 2010s. Command and Conquer was 1990s and 2000s. Good. Dawn of War 2000s. Hopefully Dawn 4 brings a new golden era of RTS games. Is it possible your sleepiness isn't just narcolepsy? No. I think. I don't think so. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But you're giving me something to think about. But I don't think so, Rin. I don't think so. But isn't like narcolepsy hard to like diagnose anyway? Or Mechanicus isn't a RTS at all. It's turn-based. Does that only have like them? Does it play like on Mars or whatever? Wait, where were the mech people at? I thought they were at Mars, no? Or am I misremembering? Well, was it Mars? I call it Mars. Was it Mars? I don't remember. Wait. Was it the moon? The one planet where all the Mechanicus? What the hell? I don't remember the lore. I don't remember the mech lore. Frick. Have you noticed the Space Marine of StarCraft looks akin to 40k R stars? I don't know what they look like. I don't know what StarCraft looks like at all, actually. Also, Protoss are Eldars and Zergs are, well, Tyranids. The copy is more famous than the original. Oh! Oh! Oh, that's interesting. Did you play any Final Fantasy game? I have, but only the bad ones. only the bad ones. And FF14. It took them 3 months to figure out for me, but that's because I don't dream at all. Might be different for you. Oh, you dream a lot. Does that help? Wait, does dreaming help? My favorite episode of Halo Legends was called The Babysitter. It was about a DOST team and a Spartan going to kill a prophet. And is a Spartan just a Halo soldier? Their home world is on Mars, but they have several Forge worlds across the galaxy who are exclusively owned by them. It was Mars. I remembered something. Not me getting sucked back into FF14. For shame. No, just kidding, just kidding. I hope you have fun, though. I hope you have fun. They also use protein injections and improved neurosuperconductivity, leaving only 33 of 75 subjects fully alive and functional. They called this super soldiers in Halo the Spartans. So, are they like... Thinking emoji. Okay, what is a Halo? Okay, what is Halo in Halo? Why is it called Halo? Is there actually a reason for it, or did they just pick cool word? Makes you very, very easily get into lucid dream. I don't think I've ever gotten like a lucid dream. At least I feel like I would know if I did. Giant space rings. Halo's a ring. Well, but they got any rings in there? It's a giant weapon that is meant to cause galactic genocide on a large galaxy scale. The Halo! The Halo's a freaking weapon? Oh. How do you know it wasn't? I don't know. I don't know. Like the thing angels have above their head but big, in space and a weapon. Okay, so in space it's a weapon, yo. Halo's a ring world that everyone fights for, apparently. A ring world? Oh, okay. Super weapon / ring. Oh, kind of spoilable. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't think. Sorry. I'm sorry for not being very knowledgeable and asking questions about the Halo. But chat spoiled. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I wasn't... You know, I didn't know people played Halo for the story. I thought people played Halo for the pew pew pew. It's fine, it's fine. I don't mind spoilers. You don't have to apologize, but some vaguer answers might be in order since you have never played them. Okay, guys. Fake answers only. Calling Halo is a lot like calling Warhammer Exterminatus. The big boom boom weapon? John Halo incoming, that's me. I am John Halo. Play Halo for the multiplayer shenanigans. Can I kick people off? Like, glyphs and all. If you think it hits marks, just talk to your GP sometimes. I guess I'll raadpleeg mijn thuisarts. What the frick is the website called? Not kick, but there's a grab hammer. Okay, so you're telling me I can still knock people off a cliff. That's all that matters to me. John Halo is a pretty cool dude, shooting aliens and isn't afraid of anything. I feel like John Halo could fit into Warhammer. Basically, there's this creature that wants to eat everything alive and they decide, let's make a giant weapon. So, house art? No, I mean like the website. So basically, a Tyranid? Because Tyranids are hungry boys and they want to eat everything. Kinda alive, sort of. Nids, but bacterial. Somehow, it all comes back to Tyranids. Somehow. I don't have that here. I just got a... No, I mean, literally, there's a website called, like... What was it? Where you can... It's like the WebMD of the Netherlands. Thuisarts.nl. You know, where you, like, Google your symptoms and then you're like, frick, I'm dying. I'm dying, according to Thuisarts. Kind of like that. I didn't know that. Oh, how did you... I guess you just don't Google, I have a headache. What do I do? They make the other things mutate? Tyranids or the Halo things? With Eldar like Tau? Ooh. Halo Legends is a Halo... Wait, there's a Halo anime? You get headaches? you don't? Y'all don't get headaches or any pinch? They made that weapon to kill said Halo Tyranids, but the problem is that it would kill every living being on the galaxy. Okay, but... Now, Warhammer universe, there's like a bazillion Tyranids, right? And wasn't there the implication that the galaxy is kind of surrounded by Tyranids? Or they coming from outside the galaxy, right? So really... If you wanted to destroy them, it would be very difficult. So maybe they need something similar. But don't actually nuke the galaxy, though. Please. Please. But wouldn't the... Maybe the Necrons have something funny, teehee haha. Like a... Do you have like a galaxy weapon destroyer? Imaging. But the Halo Nids are parasitic, so just killing everyone would be enough. Oh. Oh, parasitic. Okay. Okay. Wow. They've been around before he came into existence. They are older than humanity itself. Is that what you're saying, Tyranids? Giga exterminators? Yeah, like a Giga exterminators. As far as we know, they're all coming in from the outside, and who knows how many systems they've already eaten bare. So really, the way to get rid of them is to boom boom everything. Maybe. You don't know if they're on the planet, right? They could be infiltrated already. Them gene stealer cults or whatever it was. Parasitic like Vtuber. Yes, like me, guys. Like me. VTubers are parasites. Especially in the Warhammer community, am I right, guys? Oh, sorry. Necrons have the galactic map, but can destroy anything that they touch in it. But the Nids aren't... The kids! The kids aren't really a threat. The kids? What the... What do you have against the kids, man? Oh my god. Wait, they aren't a threat to the Necrons? As in they're like, oh, we can easily destroy them, whatever. Just let them do their thing, eat everyone else, and then we just clean it up. Is that what they're doing? Damn kids. Those darn kids eating everyone. Imagine one of them touch you and then they start mutating you and you are aware of everything, even the pain and breaking and bone and stuff. I hate that. But I guess like with Tyranids they just eat people, I assume? I mean, I'll learn about them soon, TM. I guess I'll find out soon. Because I think, from what I know so far, they steal genes. They infiltrate and they eat. And they're very hungry. They are super duper hungry. Plus the Necrons are mechanical, not organic. Ah. And then the Nids only eat organic material then? Damn, okay. Unless you get a kiss from a gene stealer, then you learn to love the Star Children. Is that what the Tyranids call themselves? Star Children? Not my genes. Not your genes! Oh. Interested in Halo lore now? It sounds interesting. And people are trying to convince me to play Halo with them. So I might have a lookie. I know there's like a I think there was like a bundle that you can get, no? With like the Halo games, sorry. I got hit with the Eep. The Nids also eat minerals and seeds. They send hormones to make all the plants go berserk to get as many minerals as possible. Okay, but the Necrons... Do they got the minerals? Can they chew on them? Lasso? 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 What does lasso stand for? Halo is good fun. Story modes are very few times on the lower difficulties. Yeah, my friend told me like, Sal, you can just play in the lower difficulty because I am bad at shooting. But I've never played a game on easy. Now that I think about it, I don't remember ever playing a game on easy on purpose. And I know I can't shoot, but you know. I feel like I should just suffer through it. You know, just learn, just learn. Hi Johnny, hello, hello. How are you doing? I'm doing Gucci. There's even a gun that has a bit of auto-aim to it. Hello Joey, hello, hello. They don't want to eat, they only want their souls back from being stolen / eaten by their Catan gods. No. Don't the Tyranids want to chew on the Necrons then? Because they're... Do they have... I don't know, they're made of like steel, I assume? Metal? Yum yum. Very yum, right? Anyways, one book video. How long have I been yapping for? Oh, 40 minutes! Oh my god! Sorry. I got a little distracted. Been packing up stuff, super thin, right? Oh, are you moving? You poor thing. You poor thing. I hope it goes well, though. I always wanted to play Asura's Wrath? I've never played Asura's Wrath. Ashura? It gives them indigestion. Well, apparently Rockstones. You never played God of War? No, I've never played God of War. I have never played God of War. Will you be reacting to Tyranid? Only reacting to Tyranid? Sorry, lore today. Not only. I had like a couple videos. Wait, let me open up my notepad. Let me see. Where is it? I wanted to watch like the Sadness of a Dreadnought short. Oh my god, where did I put my list? Let's see. Oh, and I saw like a shorter video by like game.mp4 called Your Life in Warhammer 40k Space Marine, and I thought that looked entertaining at first glance. So that's like the other two videos that I had like written down. And then I kind of figured there would be some videos that chat would want to watch. She won't even play DMC. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Trazen stole your list. I don't think he would care about my list, okay? My list is boring. Hoping to move down to the beach soon. Gotta get everything ready. Ooh, I see. I hope it goes smoothly, without too much pain. In that case, could you add the 3 best ways to eliminate Lucius, the Eternal by Dasrat stories to the list? I have no idea who this Lucius is. Oh. Let me see. I'll write it down so we can decide later. There we go. Okay, yeet it onto the list. Sell one good games? No. Sell one good games? I'm tired. Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. I highly recommend Sanguinius meets his Legion. It's worth it, even if it's 20 minutes long. I'll copy, and paste. There we go. There we go. Is that like the DQ? Was it DQ for you? One? My Warhammer armies are almost packed up too many minis. Oh, how are you transporting them? Do you just have like boxes? Do you have them wrapped up in bubble wrap? Do you put them like in blankets or whatever? Yeah, okay, then I know which one you mean. Or do you have like those bags? Those carry them with me bags. I don't know how to call them. Alpha Legion lore, Alvarius learned his brother was in the planet getting ravaged by Xenos. And there was no chance of survival, but he went despite that alone to save his twin. Oh, that's so sweet. Even though they're very confusing. Did he save him? Or do we not know? I use a literal toolbox from a hardware store. Do they all fit in it? Magnetized shelves are the best for like moving? If you're like moving to a different house and all? The infantry guys go on the 2-row removable tray. The heavy stuff like tanks and heavy models in the empty space on the bottom. Oh. Oh wait, like one of those big toolboxes? Oh. Because I was like imagining a small one. That's some dedication, though. Gotta protect the potatoes. Bet you could carry chat with you in the bag. Well, chat is kind of a potato, so maybe, probably. Even the book says it. This book is full of lies. Yeah, I can't trust that. I can't trust that information that you're giving. Maybe you're lying to me about the book lying. Maybe you are Alfarius. And I don't know. Maybe I am Alfarius. Who knows? Maybe chat is Alfarius. I have bubble wrap and padding. They cost so much. Gotta safeguard them out. I have 4 full armies and some bonus minis, so hundreds of minis. Oh, that's... Oh, God, that's a lot. That's a lot to move. Safely, even. I want to be a beach bum. Go live out your beach days, okay? Sitting on the beach with your Warhammer minis. How about that? How about that? The guys in the tray are laying down. Ooh. Ideally, you don't want to shake the box a lot, but it's very easy and affordable. I mean, who would shake their minis? Get in a back chat. No, I am Alfarius. No, I am Alfarius. I'm not Alfarius, but that's what Alfarius would say. Exactly. Exactly. Where's my video? I had a link for it. Looking it up. Looking it up. Where are the Tyranids? Oh, here. Oh, I saw another I saw another video recently that I thought would be very interesting to watch. It's a video about like creepy stuff in the Warhammer 40k lore by Wes Hammer, like the cryptos and other creepy mysteries. And I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. I want to know. I want to know about the creepy stuff. I thought that would be fun to watch too. Not sure if we can get around to that today though. I do love creepy things. I want to know all the creepy stuff. Okay, there we go. Oh, video. Jobs in a Warhammer are horrifying. I saw there was a video about... what was it called? The 10 worst jobs. Yes. In the Imperium. I wanted to watch that too. Lots of things that I want to watch. And still Astartes. I need to watch that too. It's on the list. Probably will do that for next stream. There we go. If I want to see creepy books, I go to Australia. True. Big true. There we go. If I used to read creepypastas in the past, I wonder if it's like up to that level, the creepiness. Is that a Tom and Don video? I'm not sure actually. How big is your list? Yes. Wait, you haven't seen Astartes? Well, a year ago, chat made me watch Astartes, but I had literally zero context, so I didn't understand shit. I had no idea what was happening. Because I had never consumed any Warhammer lore, or videos, or media. I was sure you saw it. Yeah, I saw it! But I didn't understand anything, and I didn't remember anything as a result either, because I was like, wow! Men fighting each other! That's all I know, guys. Men fighting each other. So now you're slightly lowered up. Maybe I'll actually recognize things. And I'll be like, oh my god, that's the whatever People, I don't remember. 15 minutes, still no book. Sorry. I got the video ready. I'm thinking, do I need to get something to drink? It's a 30-minute video, so maybe I should get something to drink before I watch. Have you seen Hell's Reach? I have not. A 3-hour movie? Oh my god, I have not seen a 3-hour fan movie. Let me see here. Clicking Tyranids. Oh, okay, it's showing. I'm just gonna like put it here, ready it up, and get something to drink. Let me see. Let us eat my tail. Whoop. Do I keep the fan up or not? What do you guys think? Do I keep the fan in my hands? Or do I lower my hands? I'm gonna get fresh tea because, man, this is so sour. Ooh, yeah, go get it. Go get it right now. Can I show you my collection? I want to visit Trazin's museum, okay? I will go to his museum and exhibition. And I wouldn't even mind staying there forever. I will stay there. If he asks, I'll be like, okay, take me with you. Take me with you, funny Necron man. Trazin will let you see his collection by throwing you in it. I am okay with that. I am very much okay with that. Oh, wait. Let me hide this real quick, because I think I forgot one thing. Okay, there we go. Ultra rare limited cell. Okay, wait. I guess before we go, let me fix the audio. Sorry, Kirby. Okay, audio checking, because I didn't actually do that beforehand. Moving stuff around. Gonna get something to drink. Gonna get my something to drink for this. Go, do it right now. Now there's time. Oh, that sounds loud, but it's probably okay on stream. Let me increase it a little bit. A very, very ominous start. Is this still loud, guys? There's really growl. Oh my god. Oh my god. Lots of growling. Okay. It's fine for me? Okay, wait.
Basically nightmarish alien race known as the Tyranids. Also known as the Great Devourer.
The Great Devourer. Oh my god, when it's doing the growling stuff. Is it too loud? Was it too loud? Oh god. Okay, wait, let me lower it. Oh my god,
Tyranids are
sir.
a xenos race best described as a
Your chat is showing. Oh, frick, you're right. Sorry. That's the wrong chat even. Where's my YouTube chat? YouTube. Oh, there we go. There you guys are. Ta-da. Ew, look at that face. Sorry. Maybe a shade.
bioformic ecosystem.
Loud?
All have genetically similar elements but regularly diverge and evolve.
I think it's okay, no? I think it's okay. What I've learned is if chat says it's too loud, they're probably lying. So I think it's fine now. There we go. Roar. Roar. Okay. Okay. We got the video ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get something to drink real quick So if you need to do that as well, do it right now. Maybe go to the toilet, all that stuff. Okay? Okay? Okay. I'll be right back with a drink. Hello, I am back. I am not possessed, by the way. That was just me trying to get out of my blankets. I was like, in order to escape my chair, I need to throw off 2 blankets. And now I need to get comfy in my chair. One moment. Now I need to wrap myself up. It's a whole ordeal. Welcome to the land of the sleepless. Man, I hate it here. I hate it here. I want to go back. I want to go back. Escaping the blankies hard, it is. Oh, also medicine check. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Guess my drink of choice for today? For some Tyranids, what would a Tyranid drink? I chose something very appropriate. Strawberry tea? No, no, no strawberry tea, unfortunately. Soup? Soup? You think I would be drinking soup to hydrate for during a stream? Italian or Mexican food? Ooh, Mexican food. All of the above. Get yourself a Snuggie, a wearable blanket. I've seen those before, but I have like a heated blanket already, so I feel like it would be a bit of a waste. I got myself water, guys, because they drink seas, okay? I got myself water. Guys, please. Please. I got water. Water. Okay, hydrated. Actual hydration. Well, yeah. 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 I actually drink water, guys. Who are you and what do you do with my Oshi? I'm sorry. I was lazy. I just got something fast, okay? Bottle of water. I got tap water. So not even a bottle. There we go. And I drink a lot of tea. I mean water, okay? Sometimes it's just flavored. Dihydrogen monoxide. Oh my god. How could she? Let me see. I should do an intro, no? I should do an intro. Let me think. An intro for the Tyranids. I almost only drink water. That saves you a lot of money. Especially at like a restaurant. You can be just like, I want some tap water. I don't want to pay €5 for a cola. Puts my Coke away. Yeah, water drinking. That's just, you know, flavored water. Mm-hmm. How do I do my intro? Okay, I hate doing intros still. Hello, YouTube. Okay, wait. Whew. Just say books. You know what? Good point. Moshi chat oshis. I feel like I don't really greet chat with the moshis though. I mean YouTube chat. Moshi YouTube chat oshi. Australian space reaction. Wow guys, today we're gonna be reacting to Australian creatures in the Warhammer universe, aka Tyranids. Screaming. Okay. Hello, YouTube. My name is Alosha. Yes, thank you. Can always edit an intro if you don't like whatever you choose to do. That's true. Okay. Hello, YouTube. You know what? Skip the hello YouTube part. Get all the giggles out. Yeah, get them out. Only serious faces here. Guys, today we are going to be watching a Tyranid video about the lore from Lewitine. Sorry. It's let me do that again. Today we're going to learn about Tyranids. We're going to learn more about the lore and history, and Lewitine will be our storyteller for today. I'm terrible at intros, so we're just gonna watch a video instead. I do not want these on. Da-da-da. Okay, get ready in your chairs, get comfy. We're gonna learn, we're gonna watch, and hopefully not get eaten. Da-da, Lewitine. Oh my god, so loud. Tyrant Primus. The creatures that did this are a threat to the galaxy and must be exterminated. Oh, they ate a planet? Essentially. The Tyranids.
There are many horrors facing humanity in the 41st millennium. Few though rival the physically nightmarish alien race known as the Tyranids, also known as the Great Devourer.
Oh my god.
Tyranids are a Xenos race best described as a bioformic ecosystem. All have genetically similar elements but regularly diverge and evolve. Unlike most races in the galaxy, the Tyranids have no social or ideological goal. Their goal is survival. Collectively, they form fleets of these bioforms known as hive fleets, or biomechanical structures known as hive ships. They move through systems stripping planets of biomatter like locusts. Then using this collected matter, they fuel their further evolution and expansion. This rapid development enables Tyranids to make astounding leaps in evolution that would
Is this the ship? This big ass thing? I would assume so, right? And what is this? Whose ship is this? That's not a Tyranid thing, is it? This thingamajig? Get the bug spray. I don't think the bug spray is gonna help, unfortunately. This is the humans, I would assume. Look, they have the cathedral here, so the Inquisition? Or the Battle Sisters? What was it? That's one of the ships, and that's a Nid. Oh, this is a Nid! This thing! This flying ship thing with a cannon is a Tyranid. This MF. Wait, what the hell? I thought it was just some silly looking chaos thing or something like that. Literal biological ship. That's crazy. The ships are also living nits. And there's nits inside of the nits. Oh my goodness. Everything is a nit. They don't have a forge or tech priest. So even this big thing is just one omega big nit. Ooh. That giant ass thing. What the hell? That's crazy. Okay. All right. I see what their game is.
Take other species millions of years to complete. Tyranids share a powerful ability in that form of the hive mind. This enables them to share information, react and make large-scale decisions near instantaneously from the masses of forms that make up their collective. They also have a common psychic bond known as the synapse. This enables them to move and coordinate with other Tyranids around them as if one greater organism. The behaviour likened more to the conscious and unconscious muscle contractions of a larger entity than actual individual behaviour. The reactive movement of flocks of birds causing a natural spatial shifting is not entirely unlike the way in which the Tyranid synapse behaves. This collective reactionary cooperation is especially important when you consider that Tyranids' approach to warfare is simply often to overwhelm through weight of numbers, a tidal wave of seething, vicious, corrosive biomass.
They kind of remind me of like ants or bees, I guess. You know, with a hive. So they're just like part of one omega big creature. Is there like a queen at the top? Or something like that? Or do they not have like a leader? Giant ass locust? Oh yeah, they are basically like an insect swarm. Nits inside nit, even their bullets are nits. They shoot nits? Oh my goodness. Even the spores they spray are nits. There's a queen for every fleet, yes. Oh, okay. For every fleet, but then like for every fleet, is there like a leader of like the whole ass army thing? How do I describe it? Like on top of the pyramids. Not sure if it has a physical form. Ooh. It does have a physical form. Oh, okay. All right. Spooky. Wait, so the term the Devourer worlds or the Great Devourer, does that just like describe one creature or like the whole ass creature? All of them together as one. The leaders are ancient ones? As in like flagships of individual fleets. Oh, okay. The whole race. Okay. The Great Devourer is not one singular creature then. Because I remember yesterday I was Googling because I was looking at pictures. And then I thought, oh, the Great Devourer is this specific creature. The one on the thumbnail. It was not, guys. It was not, apparently. You're thinking like our captains, commanders, generals? Yes, like that. Like there's some hierarchy and something above, the fleet commander. They are like a living mass that all, as long as they are connected, know what all are experiencing, like a living hive mind. So if I stab one Tyranid, people or Tyranids like a bazillion light years away will know what's happening. They know that I stabbed them. That I, this potato here, wronged them. He's referring to what are known as non-queens. These are the creatures in the hive ships that determine which bioform is needed and spawns them accordingly. Oh, okay. All right, so they're very adaptable too. Spooky, spooky. Also, I probably should just watch the video instead of keep asking questions. Ta-da!
With numbers beyond estimation forming the Tyranid fleets, the hive mind is critically important, as the organisms, sentient or otherwise, who compromise the Tyranids would just return to a state of rapid disorder and survivalist instincts without some intrinsic link to keep them focused and organised. Unlike many species in the 41st millennium, the Tyranids are far from xenophobic. In fact, they actively seek genetic transfer of material across species. They will absorb and utilize any useful genetic traits they discover in life forms or on worlds that they consume. This information will then be used to improve their effectiveness either in biomatter consumption and efficiency or combat. All Tyranids are produced from a single life form within the hive fleets known as the Norn Queen. Without this bioform, they would be unable to continue to replenish their forces. Much like any life form that lives in a colony, the Queen is to be found at the center where she is most difficult to reach.
Is that a brain? What is that? Ew. It looks like a brain or intestines. That's what they're built? You piss one of them off, you piss all of them off. Oh, I hate that. Big old squishy. That's a burping sack. I hate that word. I hate that word. Gross. Gross. They can do their own reproduction. Oh, okay. Never let anything go to waste. Enjoying it so far. It's interesting. Brood Queen. Why is it shaped like that though? Why is it shaped like this?
Most well defended. She essentially not only reproduces but bioengineers the life forms in a Tyranid swarm.
Ooh.
The queens will also relay information to one another psychically through the hive mind and enable them to create better suited or more powerful life forms. They also transmit orders and information to the lesser entities. In order to continue reproduction of the Tyranid bioforms, the Norn Queens require a constant supply of biomass. And this is literally pumped from a planet that has been harvested by a Tyranid swarm back to their hive ships in orbit. Disgusting reclamation pools are formed on the planet's surface where all biomass is dissolved together, collectively. The queen will...
Like a soup. Oh, they just make a big ass nutritious soup and they siphon it up like zoom. Okay. Alright. That's kind of metal. Okay. So is that why they drink the seas? Oh, they just put everyone in the sea. That sea is their soup. Turn it acidic. Dissolve it all. It's like a xenomorph, but way more adapted for planetary takeover and consuming. For literally consuming everything. Just leaving the bones behind. A.k.a. the non-organic matter. Don't insult that poor queen. She's beautiful on the inside. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, you're right.
will then continually produce new Tyranid forms in a variety of ways, from eggs to live birth, larvae, or grown in amniotic sacs. Most forms produced, though, do require further nurture from a worker class who, as with most colony life forms, provide them with the nutrition and care needed until they can survive for themselves. In the case of Tyranids, this usually happens very quickly. The most significant encounters with the Tyranids have occurred relatively recently, and in the scheme of things they are a fairly new threat, having first been truly encountered around 745 in Millennium 41. But rumours and fragments of information can potentially trace their impacts to anything in the region of the 35th millennium or before. They're believed to have been attracted to the galaxy due to the Emperor's psychic beacon, the Astronomicon, which acts as a lighthouse for Imperial ships travelling the warp. Imperial navigators use it to calculate their courses through dangerous warp space. The first major incursion by the Tyranids was Hive Fleet Behemoth, which after causing catastrophic damage on countless worlds was ultimately repelled by the Ultramarines chapter. But this battle was barely a victory, the losses so high they would take hundreds of years to replenish and recover from. These events gave a worrying glimpse to the Imperium of the power wielded and damage that could be inflicted from a Tyranid hive fleet. It's feared and suspected that much worse is even to come, and the Tyranids have really only begun to scout through the galaxy.
Space travel. Okay, I had a thought, but I'm gonna assume they will talk about this later, but I will forget if I don't get it out now. Because I know they like steal chains and all. It would be very bad if they got their hands on like a space marine, no? Because then they can yoink all the cool space marine stuff. I mean, I assume. Wait, there's like those wasn't there like those people in the army that would actually go out and search for like the dead space marines to like reclaim them? I remember someone mentioning that. I just don't know what they were called. Do they have like a space marine equivalent in their army? Like a Tyranid marine. I hear Austria, I have arrived. Welcome, welcome. Space marine gene seed is very useful for the hive mind. I can imagine. They've probably eaten a fair number of space marines. Apothecary, that's the one. Give them your biomatter. I am not giving them my biomatter. I'll pass. Isn't Tyranids Mars basically Australian and African wildlife? I was thinking that too, like, they're just like the Australian creatures of the Warhammer universe. but worse somehow. I'm sure that was a faction in the Inquisition that specifically looks for xeno threats. Ooh. The Tyranid warrior should free V1 a marine easy. They call it a Tyranid warrior? Bruh. I mean, I guess we'll see. I guess I'll probably see them in the video.
Tyranid hive fleets and their subsequent tendrils move quickly through systems, consuming all biomatter, but they never enter the warp, nor do they possess actual faster-than-light technology in the standard sense. They instead use psychic powers of a specialized hive ship known as a narval that manipulates gravity fields of any star system they are in to achieve faster-than-light travel. The narval ships are more scouting than combat focused, and they use clusters of monofilaments to assess electromagnetic and gravimetric information. This enables them to detect the direction and location of new systems containing potential biomatter for the fleet. The details on how the narval ships actually use this are not clear, but in essence what may happen here is the narval somehow create a huge gravity well, enabling the fleet to then move at speeds equivalent to faster-than-light tech as used by the Imperium. This huge distortion of gravity has a devastating impact though on inhabited planets in the system, with the gravity well causing cores of planets to swell, creating subsequent earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, and any number of damaging consequences. The Tyranid fleet then essentially fall through this compression, allowing them to reach their destinations at immense speed. The physics of this are all pretty spurious, but not much more than anything else around this kind of travel. The one problem for Tyranids is that on arriving after travelling through the gravity well, they are then only capable of sub-light speeds, and so this can mean that they will still take many years or even decades to actually reach their final destination. If they're able to be detected in time, this window may give whatever worlds they're headed for time to prepare, evacuate, or call for defensive reinforcements.
cool.
The all-encompassing effects of the psychic hive mind of the Tyranids forms a phenomenon known as the shadow in the warp. This smothers and envelops whole star systems. Whenever a Tyranid fleet is near, this effect will become apparent as Psykers will struggle to manifest their abilities, navigation and communication become nearly impossible. For the Imperium, this apparently ambient effect of the Tyranid race is especially devastating as they rely on psychic communications heavily. If a planet
At least it can also serve as a warning that the Tyranids are near-ish, but I guess by that point it's maybe a little bit late. They fall to their destination, slow to get going, but infinite acceleration. Dude, I think it's kind of crazy that they went that far to like think up, you know, how the hell they travel through the freaking space. I probably explained that very badly. But they lured so hard, and I'm surprised that they lured so hard. By the time you are warned, you can't call for help. Yeah, that's messed up. We had something to deal with them, Phosphorus, but unfortunately we ran out of it. Thank you. Thanks to the Crusade and Heresy. Thank you, Horus. Thank you, Horus. Wow, cool, very cool. If you get stuck in a shadow and a warp, it's way too late. Okay, so you need to handle your stuff beforehand. It's so cool that there's multiple different ways of foster. Sorry, what does FTL stand for? Faster than light. Fast travel. Okay, what does the abbreviation exactly stand for? Because now I'm thinking about it and like, what? Faster than light travel. Faster than light. Okay. You guys know what I was trying to say. Yes, multiple different ways to travel faster than light. Yay. Gotta go fast.
When it becomes enveloped by this effect, they will unlikely be able to call for help and are then left with the sobering prospect of facing the inevitable Tyranid swarm alone. The Imperium perceives the Tyranid fleets as separate forces, competing with one another for resources, much like any other organism of the same species will compete with their own for resources. However, in reality, this is not the case. The Tyranids, through their hive mind, form a much more complex construction of organisms. Perhaps the most terrifying fact about the Tyranids, though, is their drone-like single focus. Much like any large predators looking into those black eyes, you know that they have no feelings about their actions, only that they know what they must do, and their instincts and synapse-led instructions from the hive mind tell them all they need to know. The strength of the hive mind and its localized area of effect will actually wax and wane, but it's strongest around some of the more significant bioforms like Tyranid warriors, hive tyrants, which will cause this amplification effect of the hive mind.
Oh my god, this soldier. Oh my god, he's like, this ain't worth it. It's over. It's just over. Oh my god. That's crazy. So they don't have any feelings, guys. Apparently. They only have one goal. One objective. At least that's how I interpret it now. I would assume they don't have emotions.
These synaptic linchpins, many of the lesser Tyranid forms would actually revert to unfocused animalistic behaviours. But for that reason, there is no one commander within a Tyranid force most often, but multiple senior forms that secure the network of the hive mind, uniting and focusing the lesser forms. This synapse link bonds Tyranids together like an invisible rubber banding effect. The larger warriors and tyrants are capable of some level of decision making, although this is still relative to their role within the hive mind, and is much more reactionary or preemptively instinctual than actually tactical. With that said, they can learn and react from their enemy, which can again give the impression that they are actually reacting to that, but it's a more kind of genetic instinct. The whole thing is more a chorus of chaotic input that runs through specialized synapse entities who act as hubs to convey and facilitate the distribution and collection of this mass synaptic data. These creatures, though, are undoubtedly powerful psychic organisms, and any psychic entity of power usually will attract attention from the dark beings who reside within the warp, and this has been established for a long time. But why is it then that the Tyranid psykers seem not to attract the nightmarish beings from within the warp, when the opposite is true for almost...
I think the chaos people don't want to deal with them. I think even chaos, all the spooky chaos things are scared. They're like, nah, we're gonna get eaten. Let's not. No soul. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Damn. Okay, never mind.
all other races. It simply is a mystery.
Dun 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 dun.
Tyranids use a unique method of construction to create their ships,
God,
weapons,
look at
and
that.
general mechanical requirements. This means that they do not need to be concerned with locating metals or fabrication of plastics. Instead, as with everything...
Quick side note, old art goes so hard. The old Warhammer art is so cool. It's very different from if I look at like the modern pictures, but this, what the hell? Look at how red it is. It's bright red. Very scary. Look, he has like multiple rows of teeth. Tyranids don't eat chaos. It's tainted meat for them. Oh, they think they're too good, huh? For chaos? Can't believe it. Can't believe it. They already have problems. They don't want bugs in their game. The art is cool, but the shame of them is wild. Shame? What do you mean shame? I see no shame in here, okay? Funny, I thought it was established that warp entities have no interest in them because they were soulless. Oh, shape. Okay, I was like, shape? Shame. Okay, the shape of them is wild. Yeah, no, I can agree. Dude, this thing in the background, this one, that is a scary one. Look at that. He has like no neck. He has like no neck. Oh my god. Does that thing's crotch have a mouth? Huh. Now that you mention it, apparently, I don't know. It doesn't look like it has teeth though. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't hate knits. Okay? I think they're cool. I think they're very interesting. But I also appreciate art, okay? I can like two things. Looks like it kind of does. Like a like a squid. You know what I mean? Because they have like beaks too, and it looks like that. Oh, maybe they have two mouths, yeah. I don't know. You know, make it even harder for people to get close. You gotta beware of this, but also of their lower mouth. Sorry. It's highly Kraken Tyranid. Oh, these are Kraken Tyranids? Oh, okay, that makes sense then. I don't know.
They utilize biomass collected from the worlds that they ravage. This biomass is then genetically engineered to grow the structures or components they require. This means that everything they use or inhabit is in essence a part of the Tyranid collective, down to the smallest glands or connective tissues right through to gargantuan bioengineered starships. The very worst of their creations are, of course, the combat-focused entities. To a human, they embody everything that is Xenos. They are literal nightmares made real. While they do possess ranged weapons, many Tyranid creatures are fighters and melee-focused. A great deal of Tyranid weaponry are these creatures' own teeth and claws, but simply bioengineered to appalling degrees of effectiveness. These claws will slice clean through all but the toughest armor and eviscerate their enemies in seconds. They also carry ranged biocannons firing invasive, venomous parasitic projectiles that will burrow into the flesh of their enemy, being...
And the projectiles themselves are nits too, right? This green stuff, Tyranids, right? Right? Their gun, Tyranid. Their weapon, Tyranid. Everything is a Tyranid. And also, yes, I am new. Yep, crazy. Those bullets, Tyranids, guys. Oops, it's all Tyranids.
Very much as unpleasant as it sounds. They usually also fire a good shower of acidic poison as well that will melt and dissolve through almost anything, including the armor of a wearer in seconds. Suddenly, normal projectile weapons don't seem quite so bad. Often as well, Tyranids do not carry their weapons in the strictest sense. More, they are usually fused extensions of their own bodies, creating an appalling parody of form. Some will have spines on their bodies that can also expel and impale their targets, pinning them in place or just dismembering them where they stand.
Oh, crazy.
Most Tyranid weapons conform to this formula of sharp implements or acidic spray. Some creatures, though, like the lictors, will fire tendrils with razor-sharp hooks, pulling the hapless enemy into close range of its powerful claws, whereupon it would obviously be torn to pieces. Some Tyranid creatures, like the termagants, will fire live creatures from their bioweapons. The termagant's flesh borer is one such weapon, and as the name implies, it fires beetles that unpleasantly bore through armor and into the flesh and beyond. Other weapons like the shock cannon fire sinews much like a taser and then electrocute their targets with bioelectric pulse energy. Another interesting weapon in the Tyranid arsenal are the barbed strangler seed pods. These are fired out and then upon impact grow to maturity in seconds, with barbed tendrils reaching out in all directions, trapping, strangling, eviscerating anything they come into contact with. Tyranids even have biomines known as spore mines, and these are automatically triggered when a non-Tyranid comes into close proximity. These mines are not embedded in the ground, but rather float around after being deployed until they come near a target and activate. As with most mines, mechanical or otherwise, the detonation releases in spore mines a nasty cocktail of acid, toxic gas and chitin shrapnel with relative consequences to its target. Now, Tyranids obviously do not wear armor in the normal sense. As with everything, they have bioengineered reinforced carapaces or body shells. Larger organisms will also likely have strengthened exoskeletons. These armored shells turn their wearer from biomachine to biotank form. These shells are harder than Imperial ceramite, and only the heaviest anti-vehicle weaponry is going to be able to begin to scratch the surface. Smaller Tyranid forms will sport strengthened chitin, and this is more akin to a tough hide than a bone-like carapace. This is the standard for the smaller, more disposable organisms in a Tyranid swarm, and will only really prevent melee attacks and small weapons fire. Anything more and its defensive abilities are actually going to be pretty limited. The larger creatures will though have a chitin covering, a carapace. This can cover sections or all of the creature and is much more effective at protecting the Tyranid organism that use this form of protection. On top of these natural defenses and bioweapons, Tyranids also have plenty of attributes, offensive and defensive, that they wield as part of their own bodies. Acid being pretty common among Tyranids, with acidic jaws spitting venom that consumes and dissolves enemies in seconds. Chameleonic skin also allows some Tyranids to stealthily blend into surroundings to launch ambush attacks on passing enemy. Enhanced neural senses enable Tyranids to detect hidden enemy using tech to cover their appearance or location, and powerful leaping appendages allow them to fly into battle, crushing enemies in the process. Many have increased regenerative abilities that enable the fast healing of even catastrophically severe wounds. Some Tyranids simply just possess very spiky and thorny carapaces, so when they charge into battle, any enemy not already physically crushed will be lacerated or impaled by the creature's own surrounding body armor.
They really got it all. They really got it all. Some of them infect you with gene stealer DNA that gives you a wrist but turns your offspring into Tyranid. No! What? Wait. As in they make you more handsome or pretty or whatever? Like, in that way? They... Oh no! It's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it. Just horn. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. I thought I thought they were like, okay, yeah, let's make you more attractive, okay? Oh no. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Okay. I was wondering, is are these Tyranids like inspired by the aliens from like Alien, or is the other way around? What came first? What came first? That tongue got carapace? No. What? Why would they need that on the tongue? Ew. Old video compared to the new lore, aka Norn emissary lore. Emissary? Emissary? Like religious kind of stuff? Xenomorphs came first. Oh yeah, that was the term. I was like, they had a name, but I can't remember, so they're aliens. The Xenomorphs. Okay. So then, appearance-wise, these are more inspired by the Xenomorphs then. Okay. Alien came first in early 80s. I thought Warhammer was also an 80s thing, no? Or was it a 90s thing? They are insane. Anything to cause you more damage? Yeah. Just make everything hurt, okay? The Alien OG book was 79. Oh, I didn't know. What is your hive? Do they have like any dragon hives? Late 80s. Okay, I see. Okay, that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Thorax Swarm is another particularly nasty contained weapon some Tyranids feature. In their swollen chest cavities, many creatures are
Chest
amassed,
cavity.
a bulging swarm of parasitic creatures. And when in proximity of the enemy, this thorax sac will just erupt in a huge burst, throwing the parasites hurtling towards and drowning the unwitting victims in thousands of these smaller, very aggressive Tyranid forms. These will then proceed to crawl inside armor, down enemies' throats, and chew through eyes and exterior flesh. They will then emit either arcs of electricity, charring their victims, or suck all the moisture out of their body, desiccating them in seconds, or just climb in and around the bodies of the enemy, exploding with needles of chitin, literally bleeding them to death. In general, Tyranid forms are sharp, acidic, and hazardous in general to your health. But it's not just the small life forms. The living ships themselves also have offensive and hazardous attributes. They will generally feature the common acidic weapons that will burn through the hull of enemy ships, and ordnance that will actually burrow its way inside of enemy vessels to then launch smaller Tyranids from these. Small or large, all Tyranids are formed from the reconstituted biomatter of their unwilling victims. Spliced together and reformed in their own image, part of the horror is not simply that they will destroy you and everything you know, but that all of this and yourself will become Tyranid in a horrific parody of form and evolution.
Slightly off topic, but not really. But has anyone watched like Hunter x Hunter here? Because like the Chimera ants from that also reminds me of these. Maybe the Chimera ants are inspired by the Tyranids. Because they also like take like the stuff over from the human that they once used to be, or that they ate, that that the queen ate, whatever. Look up Norn Emissary, you will love the model. I will have a looky after. They feed their children. No! Once we're all Tyranid, no one will be. No. We'll all hold hands together for all Tyranids. Guys, right? Kind of curious what the bio goop would taste like. Probably nothing good. It won't be tasty. Do not eat, okay? Do not eat. You never seen nits give life before? I hate it. But it's cool. But I hate it. And I saw that. Ooh. Tyranids came after Alien, but before the Zerg in StarCraft. After StarCraft came out, GM liked their design so much they modeled the newer Tyranids after them. Oh yeah, someone mentioned them like based off each other. So here you So here you're hiding? Sorry. Hi.
The Tyranids' main means of acquiring new biomatter is, as previously
Traveling,
mentioned, to
eating.
secure a planet and then proceed to forcibly rape the land of all its life forms and resources, in usually a wholly unpleasant process. Let's see what that entails. Now, firstly, the Tyranids will, for want of a better word, recon the world they intend to harvest. They will instigate initial stages of infection by deploying Tyranid species known as lictors, also gene stealers and vanguard drone ships. These creatures focus mainly on concealment and stealth, but are undoubtedly still horrific and dangerous in their viciousness. They'll also unusually focus on staying alive, as opposed to in later full-blown assaults, which are much more like a tidal wave of Tyranids.
Is this a lictor? A lictor? Are they called lictors because they lick? No, it's probably because more... I would assume it's more like referring to liches. A lictor. Get it, guys? A lictor. I'm sorry. That one's a gene stealer. Okay, never mind. It looks like a gene. I'm sorry. I thought it was a lictor. It would have made sense. It would have made sense. The really big ones with the giant mantis arms was a lictor. Was that just now? These. Oh, these. Oh, they don't have one sticking out. Never mind then. Sorry.
As opposed to in later full-blown assaults, which are much more like a tidal wave of Tyranid form, literally clogging the enemy with acidic death.
Fun times.
These species are also unusual compared to most main assault Tyranid lifeforms because of their independence. They exhibit more self-awareness and more situational choices than the swarms that will likely follow. This has no doubt been decided as the most effective course of action and behaviour for these early scouting Tyranids. The Vanguard drone ships are simply the transportation for these early scouts. They are small, independent ships and only will periodically return back to the main Hive Fleet vessels. Lictors are the masters of stealth. Using feeder tendrils, they analyse all the environmental elements and constituent biomatter that is available to them. They may also choose to kill and devour life forms to absorb their memories, as is one of the Tyranid traits. These memories may give them further relevant information or acquire locations to explore. Gene stealers, though, will not simply acquire biomatter intel, they will also begin the infection of the Tyranid forms in the local ecosystem. This corruption will eventually result in the first Tyranid hybrid creatures from the planet's native species being formed. Once these initial recon periods are complete, the Tyranids will quickly switch their behaviour from somewhat passive investigation to full-on planetary infestation and excessive aggression. A psychic call emitted to the swarm will alter the fleet and subsequently pull the hive ship toward the planet. Any humanoids on said planet at this time would be advised to panic, because infestation will now begin. As the hive fleet draws near, it will, as previously stated, disrupt much if not all communication from the target planet and its inhabitants, and they will now be cut off from the wider systems surrounding it.
Is there like even any chance of surviving? Have there been like successful battles or wars surviving when it gets this far? When they're already in the planet, they've already done their reckon, they've already kind of like, infected the local wildlife, maybe some people, whatever. It sounds kind of over. It sounds kind of over. Do you play Battlefield Gothic Armada 2? No, I have not. Also, hello people that I haven't said hello to yet. Survival rate is low. Yeah, I can imagine. If you're an ultramarine, then you can win. If you're a space marine, you can win. Hehe. This far, not really. Only when they just sort of drop onto the planet. So the early stages. But then you would have to know, and the stealthers are very stealthy. You run out of the planet. No. You gotta have a lot of marines, guard, etc. and hope your planet is important enough for the Imperium to fix. Well, if they can get like the communication thingamajig out, right? Because with the shadow thingamajig, they can't really communicate to, I don't know, other planets, I would assume.
Able to call for help or give warnings to others. Any evacuations that can be made would probably be advised to do so, but even they may not escape with the Hive fleet monitoring movement in and around their target planet. Even if ships were sent to counter and defend a planet, they may not be able to actually exit into warp space because of the Tyranids' psychic effect, the shadow in the warp. Once arriving at the planet, mycetic spores are released into the atmosphere, raining down. And these spores seed the planet with microorganisms which will alter and distort the planet's natural organic life forms. They'll also begin to break down complex organic molecules and alter them to be more suitable for absorption by the swarm. This first, as one of many unpleasant processes, can affect complex and simple life forms. Meanwhile, other spores will actually contain the more complex Tyranid life forms, and these will begin to group together, preparing to assault when commanded to do so. Others, though, will burrow underground, planting more spores that will then grow into capillary towers. These vast chitin towers raise up out of the ground and reach as high as the upper atmosphere. Reclamation pools will then appear near to them, linked via underground root systems. These towers will then later connect via the tubes from the Hive ships to suck up biomatter from the planet. Capillary towers can grow almost anywhere, environmental conditions seem to not affect them. The reclamation pools are the unpleasant pools where all the planet's biomatter is gathered and broken down collectively. It's essentially a thick soup of dissolving life forms, both sentient and non, which the Hive ships will then suck dry. But Tyranids...
What books do you think they were inspired by? Initially I was thinking of like ants. I'm not quite sure. Hello, Trago. Hello. You also have to be lucky enough that the lictors don't manage to assassinate your entire leadership structure / damage your defense systems immediately when the invasion starts. I guess that's a problem too. They infiltrate, right? They infiltrate the leadership. Or was that like a gene stealer cult thing later on? What are we learning about today? Tyranids. Cool, I hate books. Same. You want to try it? Oh, no, I'll pause. I will pause. Don't worry. Not quite sure what insect they are based on specifically.
Will not just reap the organic surface of a planet, but also its underground mineral wealth. So this initial infestation phase will mean creatures underground begin seeking and mining out a planet's mineral wealth to again be dissolved and consumed by the swarm. As this is all happening, the concealed infiltrators, the lictors and gene stealers, will now emerge, bursting from their hidden positions around the planet to attack anything that they have deemed to be a vital defensive system from their intelligence collection efforts. They may target senior leaders, officers, critical infrastructure, all are going to be prime targets, and these attacks will also start to cause fear, panic, confusion from further hindering a planet's attempt to keep control of any kind of public order.
Ugh. Assault. Dun, 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 dun.
Once the Tyranids have begun this initial phase, it will not be long before the more severe and far more aggressive assault will begin. These initial stages, while terrifying and unsettling, are just a pale taste of what's to come. Swarms of Tyranid forms will thunder across the planet, slaughtering anything native that stands in their way. All the small forms like the gene stealers and those seeded like gaunts, gargoyles, etc. are going to be present, but now also will come the bigger forms, carnifexes and hierophants, the true nightmare creatures. The capillary towers will also start to burst from the planet's surface as well, reaching up into the skies.
Look at that size!
And vast swathes of Tyranids.
Wait, look at that size. Damn. That's great. Is this a figurine? That's a figurine, isn't it? Oh my god, that looks like a paint to paint. Look at the details. I like how there's like red here at the ends of the scales. Chitin, whatever you call it. Very cool. Very cool. They can be huge. That Lewitine? It is Lewitine. Sir Lewitine. Hierophants? Oh, that's what they're called? Scary. One day the Titan will get more than one Titan. Tyranid. Is this like the only big one they have then? Straight out of Helldivers. Oh, now that you mention it. Biotitan sadly a bit old. This is old? This is an old boy? But he looks so cool despite being so old. You want it? I think I would have a hard time painting that. I think. Maybe. And I don't have like colors for it. Wait, actually I might have. I have like black and red. Oh, maybe I do. Never mind. But it looks too difficult. It looks very intimidating to paint. Is it 2004 mini? It looks sick, okay? It looks sick for an old mini. No time to update Tyranids when you can release Space Marine number 754? No! They can't do that to our buggos.
Scouring the planet. The towers will start to begin the process of consuming biomatter because there is no standing on ceremony for victory. From the initial assault to the final exodus, the process of absorption and consuming biomatter will begin. The capillary towers themselves are far from inert systems. They'll actually throw out tendrils and tubules that can absorb life forms and native species. For more civilian planets, the Tyranids will usually just allow the Gene Stealers and Gaunt Genus to do most of the work. Termagants, though, will also make up this battle force, as will the Tyranid warriors, keeping the swarms coordinated and focused, relaying the hive mind among them. More heavily defended planets, however, are going to require more significant firepower, and the Tyranids unfortunately have this at their disposal in the form of Hierophants. These Bio-Titans are terrifying enemies, towering over the battlefield. They are some of the largest forms in the Tyranid arsenal, comparable in size to Imperial Titans. Armed with some of the largest biocannons in the Tyranid weaponry, a large electrochemical discharge spews corrosive maggots that upon impact of any structure or enemy will, in combination with a highly corroding acid, will burn, burrow and dissolve whatever they come into contact with, inevitably reducing it to a pool of dissolving, screaming, collapsed biomatter.
What is this? Who is this? What is this yellow flying thing? Tano maggots? Tano! What do you mean rippers are gross? They're all gross, okay? They're all very gross looking. That's a Catan? They're just fighting, the Catan. Who would win? One Catan shard versus one Hierophant? Dun 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 dun. A Necron god? Well, surely a Necron god will win, right? What are they gonna eat? Catan shard? I would assume so, because it's a god. That Catan looks awfully edible to me. Hey, if I'm looking at the shit, it looks very not solid. You see that? It's like wispy and all. I don't think it has like a physical form. Maybe.
It also is supported by heavy armoured chitin, as well as any number of blades and claws. Their own hide also exudes spores of poison, and its belly scattered with spined tendrils, lashing out and impaling any enemy who attempts to get close to it. It can, as with most Tyranids, also rapidly evolve, even on the battlefield, to adapt to whatever it might be faced with. These assaulting forces are mainly suppressive in their objective. They're not there to collect or break down biomaterial for the hive, they are there to crush resistance to the swarm. All materials will be later collected with ease. One of the most efficient elements of the Tyranid assault is that simply nothing is wasted. Death means very little to the Tyranid swarm because any deaths will simply just be reabsorbed into the biomatter pool and then later reconstituted. This high level of efficiency and minimal waste explains why the Tyranids are more than happy to win battles through sheer weight of numbers with apparently little to any downside. A worrying prospect to any force attempting to repel an enemy with no real appreciation for the horrors they're inflicting and certainly no moral compass of any kind. But then what does have a moral compass in the 41st millennium? They are unrelenting and nearly unstoppable, an irresistible force of violence.
Space Marines kind of have a moral compass, sort of, you know? They have their own moral compass. It might just be a bit... Okay, the humans might have a moral compass, but they're just a little different, okay? Remember to recycle your biotrash kits. Remember to recycle your body, guys, once you die. Once you get wrecked in the war. Man. A little, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I should print off Nid's recycling memes and post them around work. Would they understand, though? But that sounds fun. That sounds fun. Their moral compass is, if it isn't human, kill it. Sometimes if it isn't human, kill it anyway. Yeah, just like the animals and creatures and all that stuff, okay? Orcs have a lot of complicated brain stuff. Is there like a orc Nid hybrid? Because surely, they fight the orcs too. And eat them. Or would the orcs win? No, the orcs wouldn't win, right? Reduce, reuse, and recycle kits. Do not reduce, reuse, and recycle the kits, okay? Do not. Do not pull my tail off either. No, but they did fight. Oh, okay. A Biophore is a Nid orc, I believe. Hybrid, no. Nids can never successfully infiltrate orcs because that would require... I am almost afraid to say a brain? I'm not saying that they're dumb, because I don't think they are. But I guess they're always fighting, and the orcs don't live for that long, right? Because they're fighting? Orc versus Nids are always messy. No one really wins. Is it really that equal-ish? Octarius is trying to settle the Orc versus Tyranid versus Imperium Mechanicus versus Chaos question. That's like a 5-way battle. Orcs are spore-based, remember? Oh, right, they are... Oh, someone did mention that, yeah. Like eons ago, spore-based. Which I still find insane. The orcs can tell if an orc is affected by the Nids because they ain't orky enough. Oh, so they can't do any of their infiltrate shenanigans. Orcs will release orc spores when they die, which means more biomass. Dude, the whole spore thing is still confusing to me, but I think I'll just have to like look up a orc lore video for that. They're too stupid to understand that they're too powerful. There's a really cool Orc versus Tyranid story on YouTube. Thank you. I will have a looky at it later.
Evolutionary design. As with the orcs, a planet suffering from this level of infestation is in a critical state. Even if arriving defenders were able to somehow destroy the Hive fleet's main ship, the existing Tyranids on the planet's surface will cause ongoing devastation for potentially millennia to come. Tyranid planetary infections occur at a microbial level, so truly eradicating them can be nearly impossible short of full-scale exterminatus, which would somewhat defeat the point of trying to save a colony or planet in the first place, but as the Imperium, you're probably certainly keeping that option on the table.
At least it won't get worse.
With much of the planet overrun with Tyranids and any defenders likely beginning to buckle, if not already collapsing under the weight of nightmarish violence and body-ruining acidic bioweaponry, the collection process for the planet's biomatter will now be well underway, and the world now entering a downward spiral that it will struggle to, if not already be unable to reverse. Worse still, if a battle is proving especially challenging and continuing, the Tyranids will then start to utilise biomatter on the surface to form new creatures and effectively use the planet against itself. Rippers will begin a swathe of foul consummation, sweeping across the surface and consuming and devouring all matter in their sight. Once these Rippers have had their fill, they will proceed to the biopools around capillary towers. Yet instead of bringing up their consumed mass into the pool or depositing it by some other means of excretion, the Rippers will shockingly throw themselves into the biopools to simply be dissolved and then consumed back into the biomass of the Hive fleet.
What? They throw themselves in, so... As a form of fast travel? As a form of fast travel, they're like, okay, let me teleport back. Let me yeets itself into the freaking pool. What the hell? The Hive Fleet's rarely engage in a battle they are ensure they can win. Because the loss meaning they lose all the biomass they threw at the plant, so they would just go away. They eat the food and then throw themselves in the digestion pools. They're like, okay, well, let's leave. Let's go back. Let's go back and reuse this biomass for something more suitable or useful for the next stage. Maybe, I don't know. Don't question book methods. Okay, I won't. I won't. They don't have stomachs. They don't eat to live. They eat to transport. Oh, it's called Death Warp. It's a speedrun strat. Oh, they're just speedrunners. Oh, any percent eating run.
Disturbing act demonstrates how the Tyranids hold little to any regard for their own individual entities and view their form as a singular collective, a whole organism one and the same. New rippers will be continually produced until the planet's matter is exhausted. Ocean, sea life, mineral wealth, surface fauna, it's all one and the same, will all be consumed. At this stage, the planet is now far beyond any hope of rescue or redemption and is essentially doomed at this point in time.
If
the Imperium had the option to do so, this would be the point to perform exterminatus on the planet, but it's just as likely that they wouldn't actually be able to reach or assist the no doubt highly traumatized scraps of remaining humanoids hidden somewhere underground in deep bunkers. If no action is taken, they may survive by chance, but more likely will be dug down to and extracted by the nightmarish alien force.
It's over.
Still, not all hope is lost in the grand scheme of things. A defensive move is possible at this point and would actually be somewhat useful. It would be entirely possible that the Tyranids at this juncture may be at a point where they have to expend more biomatter than they are yet to have been able to consume, meaning they're actually at a net loss in terms of their overall collection of biomatter.
Really?
So to launch an attack at this point would actually be tactically sound from a generally defensive point of view for other worlds in the system, and may even mean that the Tyranid threat can either be repelled, if not potentially defeated. The Tyranids' goal is always to gain more biomatter than they began an assault with, to profit from each encounter. To leave with less matter than they arrived would certainly not demoralize them, they have no concept of such a thing, but it would potentially slow down their reproduction of forms and possibly even make further assaults more survivable for a planet. So even though a singular planet may well be completely lost, for the Imperium or whoever is fighting back against the Hive Fleet, there is a real purpose to still fight and try to mitigate whatever damage they have inflicted in a larger sense. And this is true of the wars and conflicts in the 41st millennium. They're often part of a larger picture, and so these efforts are not as pointless as they might appear to be. They could mean that future Tyranid assaults are successfully repelled before reaching a point of no return. Meanwhile though, Tyranid forms would be far from concerned with such grandiose concepts, and instead be wholly focused on their task of extracting biomatter. An orgy of consummation continuing across the entire planet. After the capillary towers are spread across the surface, the oceans, and below ground, life forms and resources are being reaped from the subdued world. The Tyranids will then begin the process of absorbing the accumulated biomatter to their hive ship. Tendrils are extended from the hive ship to connect with the capillary towers, which are now high in the atmosphere. And the biomatter from the pools around the capillary towers will now be pumped up to the ship. But now comes a most shocking twist to the story. Once all the planet's defensive forces are completely destroyed, even the surviving Tyranid forces will begin to throw themselves suicidally into the digestive biopools surrounding the capillary towers. They are immediately broken down by the highly acidic liquids and devoured by the hive ship.
It's just the fast travel,
all genetic
guys.
material is consumed, their matter, memories and innovations as part of this planet's assault.
Memories!
Once all the biomatter has been pumped to the ship, the towers will begin to draw the water itself from the planet. Then the capillary towers themselves will begin to break down and be reabsorbed by the hive ship. Lastly, and perhaps most shockingly of all, even the planet's atmosphere is consumed by the hive ship.
The air?
The final capillary towers are absorbed.
And then it's the dry husk that's left behind. All the oxygen?
Some Imperium biologists speculate the hive ships, using unseen processes, transform the planet's atmosphere into a solid matter state. As the Tyranid fleet slowly begin to move away from the planet with their sub-light speed limitations, left behind is a barren, desert-like rock. A ravaged and destroyed world that will likely never see life on its surface again, nor any installations, as all resources have been extracted. As the Hive fleet plan their next target, the time spent in between on the journey will be utilised in consolidating the information and new genetic profiles gathered from the last devouring. This may lead to the development of new bioforms or the improvement of existing ones, making the Tyranid either more combat effective or improving their harvesting efficiency. Because of the Tyranid's psychic force that often prevents ships from exiting the warp in a system under assault by a Hive fleet, as they leave, it may be that this is when Imperial forces first learn a world has been destroyed, and with the utmost urgency, warnings and emergency action will attempt to be executed at this point. But with no way of knowing their destination, Imperial forces will need to move swiftly if they are able to have any hope at all of repelling wherever the Tyranid threat next decide they wish to devour.
Damn. Is that it? Oh, that's it. Wow. 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 Also terrifying. Terrifying. They're so metal. But very cool. I think they're very cool. I like that they're recycled queens. They're very they're very eco-friendly, guys. They're very eco-friendly. A cell X knit fusion, never, okay, never. I will pass. Their best stories are from the perspective of the people that lose against them, that get eaten, you mean? Nothing left behind. The soil from beneath their feet, the water in the oceans. Sorry, English hard. Oceans. Wow, I completely forget how to say words. Oceans. There we go. Oceans. I give up. Talking hard. But you know what isn't hard? The biomatter soup that they drink. When I experience Warhammer 40k IRL, go to Australia. Okay, but I don't think Australia is nearly as bad, okay? Alright? You were so shocked by space roaches, you forgot words. Yeah, you know, I was a little bit potato. The Mechanicus once were able to find a foolproof way to stop the Tyranids, but they filed it away and now it's lost forever under tons of paperwork. Wait, did he actually find a way? That's not very hard, not even non-Newtonian liquid. Okay, question. What faction is the best equipped to deal with the Tyranids? Because I was thinking, wouldn't it be like the Necrons? Because they got like the big weapons, the crazy tech. Necrons? Okay, I was right. I see. But then, okay. How about the Tau? Because they have the mechs, the long range weapons that they get to camp with. They don't? Oh, okay, never mind. They're living things mostly. Oh. And the Necrons don't have any biomatter for them to consume. It's not even close to the Necrons. Can't eat the metal. Necron weapons destroy tissue at a molecular level. Mechanicus would be not terrible. Same with the Space Knights. Tau's issue is how limited they are in quantity. Oh. And I guess Space Marines aren't also like that great at dealing with the the Tyranids because, you know, there's biomatter in them. And the Tyranids look like they would pierce through the armor. They can't even fight in melee. How? Oh my god, no melee at all? Tau did win a war versus a small fleet. They kept adapting and wasted energy. Oh, okay. But that's very early on then. Think of it this way. If the Tyranids end with less biomass than when they started, then the battle was a loss for them. Then I just leave? Space Marines are risky to send because Tyranids will absorb the gene seed information. So they don't send them out often then? In terms of Tau Tyranid lore, the last fight they had was just each side over-engineering new guns to kill the other side. Oh. They prefer to aim and range combat. Anyone that can destroy biomass and not feed them is top tier. Catan? Necrons again? What about like the Chaos people? Chaos. How would the Eldar fare with the Tyranids? The crazy Eldar. What will you react to now? I wonder. Because who the hell wants to eat a Nurgling? Hey. Yeah, that's still biomass, I would assume? No? Death Guard is kind of a wash. Any biomass they leave behind is so tainted and toxic Tyranids can't eat. Oh, they can't eat it? Oh. Farsight Enclave are the melee fighters in the Commander Farsight, where he disconnects himself from the Tau Empire. There's actually a Tyranid form that is likely made from Space Marine genetics. I think someone mentioned the name earlier. I can't quite remember though. Maybe react to the Khan, as you said. Oh, I want to do the Khan, the Jagatai Khan video next time. I had a video for it. I wanted to ask you guys if it was a good video to watch. Because I was making a list. Because I was looking at videos and I was like, I don't know which one to watch. But the one that I ended up putting in my list is the one from Major Kill. Why Jagatan Khan is the most underrated Primarch. Unless you guys have like any suggestions for like videos for our good fellow Jagatai Khan. The Tyrant Guard uses Space Marine genetics. Ooh. Demons don't have biomass created from warp energies. So they would mess them up. They would mess up the Tyranids then. All this talk about consuming reminded me to put on dinner. Go cook. Have you ever heard of K-Sword, the mat? No. I have not. The Doom of Malantai was a knit made to eat souls, so demons ain't fully safe. Oh. If Highfleet threw all the ships that ate a Nurgle poisoned world into a sun, they were like, no. No, we're not. Oh no, we cannot let this return. We don't want this. That's so funny. So Nurgle would win? Maybe Lucius the Eternal? Which also means that they possess at least a portion of Big East genetics. Oh, with like the Space Marines. Ooh. Oh. I got a funky little channel that does some Total War videos if you want to see. I have like a couple of videos lined up. I have a couple of videos that I want to watch in a second. Have you done Rylanor? I have watched Rylanor or learned about Rylanor and listened to the song. Maybe not win against the books, but the books don't win long term either. Hmm. I'm thinking. Guys, where would you rank Tyranids on your favorite factions list? Because I think they're pretty high up on mine. They're just really cool and interesting, but spooky and horrific. But you know what? I think that's cool. I think that's cool. Moral of the video: books are scary. True. True, true, true. Number one. Ooh. I'm like, I'd say fifth. Ooh. Nurgle number one for me. And then the Necrons are really growing on me. They are they are growing on me. So I'm thinking Nurgle, Gang, Necrons, and then Tyranid for me. Middle of the pack, but they're a little bit one-dimensional to be any higher. I just think like the concept is freaking cool, right? Favorite faction? No. Faction most likely to win currently? The Empire. The galaxy is too divided. If they all hold hands together, maybe they can win. Do you have models? I have some unpainted Nurglings sitting on my desk right now, and I'm looking straight at them. It's my little pile of shame, which I am already accumulating. Haha. But the Imperium ruins all chance of peace because the Imperium is awful. They're all fighting. They're all angry. Learn about Malkador. Is that not the... Is Malkador not the guy from... The name sounds so familiar. It sounds very familiar. I just can't like put my finger on it. Where's my imaging here? One moment. Do. I have an entire storage unit of shame at this point. Oh, really? You'll paint them soon, Trist. I wanted to paint them this week. I was thinking tomorrow, but then I figured I need to like clean up. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Either tomorrow or Friday. Maybe even Thursday. Either way, in the coming days, this coming week, I'm gonna paint my Nurglings, okay? Where are my videos? Here. There were a couple short things that I wanted to watch, if I can find it. Okay, here. Ta-da! Someone recommended that I watch The Sadness of a Dreadnought from Astartes Anonymous, and it was like a very short. Well, it's just short, so it's short. It's literally 1 minute. So I figured, we can watch a 1 minute thing. You know, very fast, in out. Where to go? Here. Ba-bang. Maybe learn about the Varys Manus, aka the Gorgon. I've actually named that by his brother Fulgrim. Varys Manus. Gorgon? Spooky creatures. Da-da. Ta-da. Okay. No idea. I have no context for this. A dreadnought is... Is that not like a space marine thing? I can't quite remember. Wasn't like the older space marine thing? You could try a space shark video. The red wake is a beast. Dreads are the space marine coffin walkers. Oh, right. Wait. Yes, they are the they are the thingamajiggies people go into when they're too fucked up. Wasn't Wasn't Rylanor in a Dreadnought? It's like Rylanor. Yes, yes, yes. It's a life support. It's their life support. Mm-hmm. All right. No idea what it's about, but it's probably gonna be freaking sad. So let's watch together. It's muted. One moment. On my end, it's muted. It is muted. Ta-da. There we go. Back to the start.
It's always touching to watch a Space Marine have cute interactions with normal people, but sometimes it can be really quite harrowing when a Dreadnought must converse with a mortal, as shown in
Ooh.
Battle of the Fang.
So, what's it like?
Freya asked him, chewing a tough ribbon of dried meat.
What's what like?
Your armor. Can you feel a touch on it?
Your curiosity, your lack of respect. Where does it come from?
Freya grinned at the Dreadnought's annoyance.
My mother. She came from the ice and passed on its crude ways.
You should learn to control it.
I know, but it leads to damnation.
Indeed, it does. It feels like being alive, yet not alive. When something touches me, I sense it more closely than I could when alive. My
Ooh.
eyesight is sharper, my hearing more acute. Everything is more immediate.
It's
And
better.
Yet,
Freya looked at Alder's faceplate, the slit, an opaque well into the ruined corpse within. There was no possibility of facial expression, though she could feel his misery as acutely as if he'd been weeping.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
enough questions.
it's sad. Hey, it's me. It's me. Oh, okay. That was. Oh. So they're alive, but not really. They're just suffering in their coffin, alone. But they can feel. They can feel. Poor things. I got one more if you want from Astartes Anonymous. Self-ception. That's me. That's me. Oh, that was kind of sad. It was really sad because they can't leave the Dreadnought either, right? The most unhinged Dreadnought is back. If it's like another Adeptus Anonymous. Oh, that's someone else, no? He unhinged Dreadnought. Dreadnought. In the... Oh, here. The most unhinged. Found it.
Although
Oop. One moment. Okay, I got it. I got it. And now I have a 1 minute suggestion. A very 1 minute suggestion. The most unhinged Warhammer. The most unhinged Dreadnought is back. I wonder who that is. Dun-dun-dun.
Although having fully succumbed to the Black Rage and thinking himself to be on Terra fighting the traitor legions, the Death Company Dreadnought, Kaysor, was still capable of showing
Kaysor.
compassion and care for his brothers,
Aw.
as shown in Shield of Baal, Deathstorm. With the grinding of gears, Kaysor hurled the Broodlord aside, sending its body bouncing across the rubble. Kalayan stared up at the Dreadnought in incomprehension.
You make this a habit, brother. Twice has Queso saved you.
The Dreadnought turned, scanning the plasma.
Where are my brothers? The enemy
Oh,
approaches.
Despite the
Tyranids!
haze which clouded his thoughts, Kalayan could see that there was not a single black armored form left standing. The Death Company had earned their name and their redemption.
Queso stands alone. So be it. Vengeance must take place, and
Queso.
Queso shall deal it in red increments. Come, traitors. Queso is waiting. He has waited all his life for this moment.
The Dreadnought's optic sensors rotated down to meet Kalayan's stunned gaze.
I know that I am no longer sane, but I still serve. You shall not fall here, brother. Not while one flicker of rage remains in Queso's heart. Up, Commander. Glory awaits.
Glory awaits. Okay, so he was, kind of going crazy, but he was still kind of sane enough somehow at the same time. It's such a sad moment in the book. They're fighting against Tyranids, right? You need to see the video about all Dreadnought types. The ending is sad. Metal EF, he's a chat. He's pretty cool. This is the first time I've heard about Quesos. Queso, even. Sorry, Queso. But Queso sounds very cool and sad. And tragic. I bet he's gonna die. I have a feeling he's gonna die in the book. If he's Death Company, he thinks he's fighting Horus, no matter what the enemy actually is. Oh! So he's fighting the Tyranids. He's like, damn Horus! Why are there so many Horuses around? This is one of Sanguinius' son. Yeah. That's why they succumb to the Black Rage. Because Sangi died. Kaser thinks he's fighting the traitors. Oh... They're all traitor shaped to him. Very sad. Can you react to Perturabo versus Fulgrim? Who the hell's Perturabo? Is that a Primarch? Dude, that name? I don't know what it is about that name. I just think it's a funny name. Perturabo. Peter Turbo is one of the Primarchs. Okay, Peter Turbo. Okay, sorry. Peter Turbo. She doesn't remember Perty. I'm sorry. I have not learned about Iron Warriors lore aside from like the one Space Marine Legion video from Bricky. Perturabo was the only semi-competent heretic Primarch. Ooh. How am I supposed to know? Peter Turbo. Let me close this. I had things that I wanted to watch, guys. I just need to find them. I wanted to watch the Your Life as a Warhammer 40k thingamajig. From... Wait, copy link. Yeah, guys, I actually prepared like a couple videos. Can you believe it? Peter Turbo is the peak of Daddy Doesn't Love Me. But does anyone's dad love them in the freaking Warhammer universe aside from like Big E? With Sanguinius and maybe Horus? I don't know. His favorite sons? Peter Turbo's the main reason the Horus heresy worked out. Oh, it was his fault. It was his fault. Damn. Here, I wanted to watch this video. Flashbang. It's called Your Life in Warhammer 40k Space Marine. And I can imagine being a Space Marine is suffering. But then again, everything's kind of suffering, isn't it? Everyone is suffering in this universe. It was more like it was thanks to him the heresy went smoothly. Oh. Perturabo is that guy at work that nobody likes but is really good at the job. Okay. I was maybe no one notices him, but he was the brains of the operation. Oh, I see. All right, look it in chat. We're gonna watch a video. We're gonna watch another video. It's 17 minutes long, and we're gonna learn about the life of a Space Marine, I guess. Video. Clap. Oh, let me take a sip actually first. One big sip. I like how you guys all like butcher his name like Giddy Man as well.
You weren't born. Okay, of course you were born. This is Warhammer 40k. Your luck wasn't landing you as Jesus. You were born screaming, covered in blood, and probably already being judged by a servo skull with a clipboard. But that part where you got to be a person, that ended fast, because someone looked at your orphaned, half-feral 13-year-old self and thought, yeah, let's give that kid acid spit and a rocket launcher. First, the tests, then the surgery, then the upgrades. They installed 19 organs, not metaphorically,
Beautiful.
they literally opened you up and started adding them. One lets you eat poison, one lets you breathe in space, one lets you lick dirt and taste its feelings. Science. Then they stapled the black carapace into your spine, turning your body into a USB port for power armor. From that point on, you didn't wear armor, you were armor. If it itched, too bad. If it pinched, that's loyalty. They erased your name, called it purity. They erased your memories, called it devotion. Your personality, unnecessary variance. You got
The memories also get freaking erased? They don't know anything except for, I am Space Marine. I am Space Marine.
assigned to a legion, not chosen, assigned. To none other than the Ultramarines, the blue ones, the noble ones, the ones who print their battle plans on parchment and then light it on fire for extra purity. You didn't feel noble, you just felt heavy. You met your squad in a training cage. No names, just chain weapons and trauma.
They have no names?
One of them hadn't blinked in 3 weeks.
At this point?
One quoted scripture in his sleep, one kept talking to his bolter like it was his dead twin. You learned fast, because asking questions got you reevaluated, and reevaluation meant getting stabbed and replaced by the next kid in line. You were told this was brotherhood. It mostly felt like structured emotional damage. They taught you how to fight before you learned how to eat slowly. They taught you how to chant before you understood half the words. And when your bones broke, good, now you could learn how to fight while healing. Eventually, you earned your first deployment. Great Crusade, they called it. Thousands of worlds reunited with the Imperium. Thousands of cultures that didn't want to be. You were told to bring unity. You brought a bolter and righteous indignation. Your first kill was a rebel who called the Emperor overrated. Your second was a child with a plasma gun and too much hope. You told yourself it was for the Imperium. It tasted like burning oil and moral flexibility. You saw your Primarch once. Rabute Gilliman, the avenging
Skitty
sun,
boy.
built like a cathedral and glowing like someone who always files taxes early. He didn't see
Mhm.
you. He saw the formation, but you stood straighter anyway. They said he was your gene father, but
That's
you
your
didn't
dad.
feel fathered. Still, you believed in the Emperor, in the mission, in the idea that all this pain had a purpose. Because if you stopped believing, even for a second, you might remember what it felt like to be human. And that would be worse. So you kept marching, kept telling yourself that all is well. And for a while, it actually felt like it was working. The Emperor had a plan, the galaxy had a structure, your squad only stabbed each other during training drills.
Until
Sure, the Great
Horse
Crusade
Hershey?
was mostly yelling and compliance bullets, but at least it was organized yelling. Then your cousin Legion stopped responding to Vox calls. Then another one showed up to a war zone with a new logo and way too much eyeliner. Then someone whispered, what if Dad's just wrong? And next thing you know, you're getting deployed to remind your own gene brothers what loyalty means.
oh
with
my
a
god.
bolter. But hey, at least you weren't captaining a 10,000-ton warship through a thunderstorm while dodging torpedoes and trying not to disappoint the man who built half the US Navy out of spite. Because that's naval combat, and that's what you get in World of Warships.
Oh my god, this
today's
sponsor.
This free-to-play tactical game lets you command
I was
real
like,
US
huh, the
ships
US?
like USS Albany and USS Smith, recreated from actual 20th century
Poor
blueprints.
Space
There are over
Marine.
40 maps,
He's just
7
trying
battle
to
types,
live,
and
man.
weather
He's
that
just trying to
actually
live.
changes how you fight.
But
Ships
everything
are
is
split into
against
4
him.
classes. Battleships hit hard and take hits harder.
Other
Destroyers are
transition,
fast,
yes.
sneaky, and allergic to staying alive.
It was smooth though. It was very
Cruisers do a bit
smooth.
of everything and get blamed when it all goes wrong. And carriers just press buttons from across the map and pretend it's strategy. Right now, there's a 4th of July event running, featuring limited time US
Bamboozled.
ships, stars and striped skins, and enough
They
firepower
didn't
to
have
make even
much
new
memories
players
to
a threat.
begin with.
So if you want to
As a
command actual
14-year-old?
naval history
Old?
instead of getting vaporized in a cutscene, click the link in the description or pinned comment and use code STEPUP
They
to
don't
get
even know
7
their
days
family,
premium,
their
1
old
million
family.
credits, 500 doubloons, USS Albany and USS Smith for free. It's on PC and console, and unlike many clickbait games, World of Warships is free. So yeah, the only heresy here is not clicking the link. Grab your fleet, claim your rewards, and use code
That
STEPUP
would be
while the 4th
heresy.
of July
That
event's
would be
still on.
heresy.
Now, back to the cousin-on-cousin trauma. You thought the Xenos were bad? Try explaining betrayal to someone who shares your chin structure and war crimes resume. You were promised unity. What you got was cousin-on-cousin warfare and the galaxy's worst family reunion. 1 minute, you're chanting war hymns with a guy over a ration brick shaped like guilt. The next, He's across the battlefield wearing the same armor, just slightly moodier, whispering about how the Emperor isn't who he's used to be.
The Emperor.
You shoot him in the throat. He doesn't flinch until the
No.
second shot. You don't even know if that counts as heresy or just extremely aggressive disagreement. That's the moment the galaxy flips, and we call it the Horus Heresy. Like
Da-da-da.
branding the end of sanity makes it easier to file. Half the legions go full cult core. One Primarch stubs his ego, and suddenly you're being told to reunite at Bolter Point. Horus betrays the Emperor, the Council of Nicaea bans librarians, nobody checks the math on that. Now every third psyker is auditioning for a warp-themed exorcism speedrun, and you're stuck babysitting a chaplain who thinks PTSD is a training opportunity. Your sergeant calls it a civil war, the chaplain calls it divine testing. You just call it Thursday. You're deployed against the Sons of Horus. They don't wear Luna Wolf White anymore, it's a sea green and spite. You recognize one of them. You train together. On that moon
Oh,
with
that's the
servo
one from the
drones that-
start. Oh, or maybe not. I thought it was the weird eye guy. Poor thing. Your fellow, your old friends and brothers. Now you have to fight against them. So sad. But you know, do you even like get to question the Horus Heresy, or would that be like heresy? They'd be like, nah, don't think about that part. I mean, why are they doing this? Maybe they're right. That type of thinking is already heretical, no? No librarians, no reading the Imperium. We don't have books here. We know most of the Marines don't read the Codex either. Heresy? Oh, okay. Frick. Okay, no thinking then. No thinking at all. Only fighting.
kept electrocuting people for character. He helped you bury one. You don't bury
Oh.
him, you vaporize what's left, burn the soil, and keep moving. Loyalty used to be simple. Now, the word bearers are quoting scripture mid-stabbing. The Emperor's children turned civilian torture into performance art. The World Eaters gave up grammar entirely and now communicate exclusively through chainsaw decibel levels. One guy in your squad starts muttering about visions. He carves something into his armor and calls it decorative. The chaplain calls it a reason to bring out the flamer. You don't ask questions, you just start cleaning your bolter a little more obsessively. They say the siege of Terra is coming, that the Emperor will make a final stand, that this is the moment that defines the Imperium. You're not so sure. You're currently knee-deep in dead heretics, guarding a trench that smells like burnt prayer scrolls, watching another Thunderhawk crash like divine satire. You reload. You look across the field and lock eyes with another Astartes. Same gait, same armor, same slightly exhausted posture. You shoot first, because if you hesitate, you're next.
Oh.
And just like that, it's no longer about crusades or banners or faith. And before you can catch your breath, the call comes down. Terra is under siege. Time to go home, or what's left of it. This is it, the final stand, the moment that saves humanity. You're not in the throne room, you're not even near it. You're 3 decks down, crawling through sewage tunnels beneath what used to be a museum. Above you, titans fighting like kaiju-sized divorce lawyers. Below, you and 6 exhausted brothers bleeding into trench rot and whispering litanies like they're bug repellent.
They're
You
gonna
hold
die.
the line
Oh,
for 13
there we
straight
go.
days, not because you're brave, because the Medicaid ran out of stims and figured anyone still moving was fine. You fight through traitors, demons, collapsing infrastructure, and your own growing suspicion that maybe this divine plan was more like a group project where everyone died and the Emperor took the credit. Then it happens.
you
They
don't
say
get to think
Horus
that.
is dead, that the Emperor lives. You don't feel victorious, you just feel tired. You clean your bolter, again, eat another ration brick shaped like a purity seal, and wait for someone to tell you what's next. Nobody does. The psychers go quiet, the chaplain cries for the first time in his
The
life
Emperor's
and
on the.
pretend it's
Oh.
condensation. The sky looks wrong. You ask if we won,
Oh,
they say the Emperor endures. Which is code for he's been stapled to a throne and wired into the psychic mainframe like a divine Wi-Fi router. You don't see his body, but you saw the aftershocks, the silence, the sermons rewritten mid-sentence, the people too scared to ask what alive really means anymore. They say he chose this, that he's watching. You look around at the broken wall, the shattered squads, the half-dead world you're now responsible for protecting. But there's no time for grief because the traitors, they're not dead, just running. And the Imperium, it's not victorious, it's about to get rebranded. New banners, new rules, same nightmare. The heresy ends on paper, but the cleanup? That's just getting started. They told you Horus was dead. that the Emperor was alive, that the Imperium stood victorious. Then they handed you a flamer and told you to start with your old recruitment planet. This wasn't about justice anymore, this was about optics. The scouring wasn't a war, it was a cleanup. One by one, you chased the traitor legions into the Eye of Terror, world by world, monument by monument. If it bore the wrong colors, burn it. If it quoted the wrong scripture, burn it. If it didn't cheer loud enough during a compliance parade, double burn. You asked if this
How
was
dare
still
you.
holy work. The chaplain stared at you so long you started reciting litanies out of guilt. You're given a fresh purity seal and told to stop asking questions. You pin it to your chest like it's supposed to keep the memories from leaking out. Spoiler, it doesn't. The Codex Astartes gets introduced, which splits legions into chapters to prevent another Horus trading might for control. Gilliman writes it. And by writes, we mean data dumps 500 pages of passive-aggressive war rules and calls it divine structure.
He's Lord
Your
dumping.
job now includes checklists. You used to charge into battle with a chainsword and a scream. Now you submit a formation request and wait for bolter clearance. You lose your first friend to deviation. He wore his old Legion tattoo one day too long. Then say he retired. You find his helmet in the supply bin 2 weeks later. Sometimes,
Aw.
in the silence between deployments, you find yourself whispering their names. The ones they made you burn, the ones they made you forget. You say them in low Gothic, quiet, just once, then delete them again. Because in the Imperium, memory is a liability. But paperwork? Paperwork is sacred now. And your Legion? Not a Legion anymore. Now it's a chapter. Same colors, fewer brothers, more mandatory war chants. Some of your squad got reassigned. Some volunteered to start new chapters. One vanished mid-briefing and came back with a different name and a promotion. No one asked questions, you just called him brother and pretended the old name didn't echo. There were no more Glorious Crusade charges. Now it's Tactical Engagement Pattern Gamma Tertius, approved by middle management and blessed by bureaucracy. You used to win battles by instinct. Now you win them by PowerPoint. Your captain starts quoting subclauses mid-fight. Your sergeant carries a purity checklist. You find yourself missing the days when you just punched heretics and
Were they like dramatizing this, or did it actually get like this bureaucratic after the Horus Heresy? I'm sure like Gilliman wouldn't mind, considering he's like a an accountant anyway. No time for friends or memories. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. It got like this, really? So they had to jump through all the hoops and all. The Codex compliant chapters generally are this rigid in their tactics. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought they were joking. Ultramarines are ultra depression filled. I would be too if I had to deal with all of these.
parade after. Your chapter gets a new chaplain. He's younger than your helmet. Quotes doctrine like slam poetry. Calls the Emperor the first spreadsheet. You laugh, then realize he's serious, and then cry a little, silently, because emotion is still considered a
Aw.
soft mutation. You fight in a dozen more crusades, against orcs, Eldar, and things so weird the administratum hasn't named them yet.
Oh. Tyranids? What is that?
As brothers, you gain honors, but you forget what the honors were for. Sometimes you see the others, the new chapters. They share your gene seed, not your memories. You used to feel like a sword. Now you just feel heavier. And I don't mean emotional baggage. Okay, maybe I do. I can't be your narrator and your therapist, so like, this one's on you. But hey, that's just aging, right? According to the Codex, you're still combat effective. And if you're not, well, the Imperium has a plan for that too. You just get repurposed, so you keep going.
It's a Dreadnought.
Decades blur, wars change names, enemies respawn with new hats. And you've been at war for centuries, or at least it feels like that. You stopped counting somewhere around your 20th compliance
No.
campaign, or your 8th crusade. Or maybe it was that one skirmish where your arm got vaporized and the tech marine reattached it using incense, duct tape, and what might have been faith. Point is, you're still here. And honestly, you're starting to think that is the punishment. The galaxy keeps changing. New Xenos, new cults, new ways to scream in languages your auto-translator actively censors for morale reasons. You once fought a creature that wasn't born in real space. Your captain called it a demon. You called it Tuesday, because Thursdays already got booked. The warp storms get worse. Time fractures. One mission takes 2 hours for you, 12 years for everyone else. You return to
No.
base and find out your chapter already mourned you, replaced you, and assigned your bunker
Oh,
to a
that's-
servitor named Clanky. Clanky snores loudly. You fight alongside
All
newer
messed
recruits now.
up.
Chimeras, shinier, taller. Built like bad decisions in power armor. They're polite, efficient, soulless. You don't hate them, you just hate that they still believe. Your chaplain starts mumbling during sermons. Your apothecary stops naming the dead and starts assigning serial numbers. You haven't prayed in 38 standard cycles. Not because you lost faith, you just ran out of new material. Sometimes you dream about your old squad. Sometimes you see them on the battlefield. Problem is, you're pretty sure they've been dead for 400 years. You ask the librarian if that's normal. He says, define normal. Then his nose starts bleeding. You reload, you fight, you keep going. Because you're a space marine.
He needs
You
therapy.
don't get to stop. You barely remember getting reassigned to this new warp mission. One minute you're patching up a bolter with duct tape and sarcasm. The next, you're staring out at a pothole at a space that's technically illegal to look at for too long. Great, warp travel again. You've done this before, hundreds of times. You've got the whole routine down. Recite the litanies, bless the toilet, don't make eye contact with the bulkhead if it starts pulsing. But this time, no screams, no visions, just
Silence.
vibes. Bad ones. You tell yourself it's fine. Maybe the Geller field just feels extra cursed today. Maybe it's normal for the Medicaid station to hum in harmony with your heartbeat. Maybe the bolter is supposed to whisper your name when you're not holding it. You ask the chaplain. He tells you the Emperor protects, then forgets your name, then blesses a vending machine, so you stop asking. Instead, you do what you've always done. Clean your gear, ignore the walls exhaling like they've got lungs. You start dreaming weird again.
No.
Not scary, just familiar. Too familiar. You see old battlefields you don't remember fighting on.
See your
Dead
friends,
brothers saying things
family.
you definitely never said, except it still feels like you said them. You chalk it up
Oh.
to stress, or time dilation, or the emotional equivalent of filing taxes for 900 years straight. The warp doesn't scream this time, it sighs. Like it's been watching you this whole time and finally went, okay, buddy, you've earned a break. And the worst part? You almost believe it. That the whispering's done, that the worst is over, that you'll finally get to rest. But nope,
Psych.
you wake up to another drop pod, another flame briefing, another heresy. Okay, now you've been fighting for a long time. Like, long time.
Wait,
You're not
another
sure
heresy?
how long exactly, because time has gotten weird. Could be a few centuries, could be brunch. All you know is the bolter still works, the mission isn't over, and some shiny new Primaris just called you ancient like it was a compliment. You keep getting honored, medals, blessings, purity seals stapled to your chest like divine participation trophies. You haven't taken your armor off in ever, but that's fine. Astartes don't retire, they just get louder when they breathe.
And they
Then
don't
there's
shower.
the new guy, wide-eyed, fresh gene seed, looks at you like your history class with a pulse. Says something like, "It's an honor to serve beside you, ancient. What's it like being awake?" You laugh. Except you don't. Your Vox speaker clicks, the kid salutes and walks away, thinking he heard divine static. You sit there wondering when your voice stopped working. You chalk it up to warp trauma. Maybe spiritual compression. Maybe the armor is just extra
He's
creaky today.
outdated.
You've been
Wait.
through worse. Like that one battle you half remember where your chest plate got split open and your legs stopped working and someone whispered, "We can still use him." Then nothing. Anyway, no time to dwell. There's heresy to extinguish. Mid-battle, mid-flamethrower burst, you turn toward a shattered wall panel. It reflects just enough light for you to see a sarcophagus.
Dun, dun,
Wired up like a
dun.
cathedral fuse
That's
box.
you.
Fists the size of jet bikes, legs bolted to a
No.
mech frame. Your frame. Oh. Huh. You're a Dreadnought. Okay, cool. Cool. That explains a lot. The memory gaps, the voice delay, the weird
No,
dreams, the
all
fact
this
that you haven't
time.
blinked since the Horus Heresy. You were expecting a dramatic reveal. Choirs, maybe. Instead, it's just you, your reflection, and the slow realization that you've
No.
been kind of dead for 300 years and still not on break. You nod to yourself. Or at least the sarcophagus nods. Close enough. You were a space marine. Now you're a very expensive microwave that punches
Oh.
tanks.
Shit. Yep. Oh, that's messed up. And you don't get to stop, even if you're a microwave. Especially if you're a microwave. You get notifications. We all suffer together until the end. Literally, Astartes don't retire. You either get munched by juniors or turn into a living coffin. Munched? You mean they eat other people? They consume other space marines? Recycling like the Tyranids? I mean, yeah, on the one hand, no brakes. On the other hand, 2 flamethrowers. Ayy, maybe there's a light. A positive thing about being a Dreadnought. Kinda? Like, do they recycle your jeans or your suit or whatever? That was kind of sad, though. That was kind of sad. I don't think I want. I don't think I would wish anyone to be a space marine. This fate, that is. Space marines get the memories of what they eat. So you eat your brothers to get their memories? Maybe. So when you die, they rip your gene seed out and put it on a new guy. Oh. Oh. Do they get like the memories of the old feller? Dreadnoughts are kept asleep under sedation and woken up when needed for combat. Wait! They only get woken up when needed? Oh. Oh. They still go insane. Oh, I didn't know that. I just thought maybe they're just strolling about, but I guess that makes more sense. Oh, that's messed up. Rats are only woken up when it's really important because it's a risk every time. Okay, wait. So, a Dreadnought compared to a Space Marine, which one would have more firepower? Which one is scarier to deal with as an enemy? Which one is stronger? I'd like a long sleep until you need to wake up. That's me every day. I woke up for this stream, guys. I woke up for this stream. Maybe I'm a Dreadnought. Dreadnought? Oh, it's not even close. I mean, I guess they are like humongous and all, and they got the flamethrowers and all. Coughing baby versus nuclear bomb. Oh, I didn't know it was like that big of a difference. But then it's a good thing that they recycle the half-dead space marines. They become even more effective weapons. El Nap when I'm dead. They don't have heavy bolters. They have super heavy bolters. They are the super heavy bolter. Okay, interesting. Now I know. Well, I already knew that life sucked, but now I know life sucks even more. And you get Dreadnoughts like Bjorn. He was alive during the heresy. Well, I bit my tongue. He was alive during the heresy, so he has millennia of strategy and combat experience to draw on. Something no normal living being can match. So they want to keep him alive. We want him to be alive so he can be useful. Daisy tongue? No. No. Can we hide this real quick? Okay. Let me pull up the list again. Sanguinius meets his legion, because I know people wanted that as well for a while. Beep boop, beep boop. Let me look that up. Oh, that's a 21-minute one. Oh, 22 minutes even. Echoes of Eternity. Sanguinius meets his legion. That's the one, no? Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Bjorn has personal beef with certain Chaos Marines. Grrr. Makador spirits to Vulcan, seeing they bring his BFF to the throne. Oh, Vulcan, my boy, I've been glad for your company in my lost hours and humbled by your devotion. Who is BFF? You mean Vulcan? There's also the Loyalist World Bearer Dreadnought, the Anchorite, who's under the church. He's very disappointed in Lorgar. I mean, Ryanor is also really freaking disappointed by what's his face? Fulgrim? Maybe it's a common theme. Is it a common theme among Dreadnoughts to hate someone? Grr. They've been around for a while, so maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Da-da, da-da. To be fair, I think even Horus was disappointed of Lorgar. You can't say that out loud. Sometimes hate is what keeps you sane. Oh. Okay, wait. I'm gonna check and see if the audio is Gucci. Oh. It's not. How did I do this again? Why did I mute it? Me potato.
Helmetless, they were graven in his image. Several thousand faces, resculpted through techno-magical genetics to resemble that of the father they'd never met. Their various skin shades hid
There we
nothing,
go.
and variant colors and
I think that's okay. Peak video? Peak video that people kept asking for. Stars at chat. It better be good, guys. It better be good. Let me also check a little bit. It's important to have goals like screaming, "Bring me Magnus" every time you see a Zinch demon. You know what? That keeps you focused. That keeps you focused. That keeps you on track. That distracts you from the trauma and the PTSD. Obviously, a Dreadnought is going to be mad at what ripped your body into. I guess that's true. I guess. Yeah, I know. You got a point. You got a point. There was a Night Lord that refused to wake up when he became a Dreadnought. Oh, he has a choice? They have a choice in waking up or not waking up. They get to decide that for themselves? They don't just get forced into it? Has the chat yet to deliver a non-banger video? Now that you mention it, I guess you have a point. Chat has not yet disappointed me, I suppose. They can play asleep. Oh my god. Bjorn chose very specifically to not become a Dreadnought. Worked out well for him. What happened to him exactly? Also, we got the next video lined up. It is Echoes of Eternity. Sanguinius meets his Legion. Voiceover by DQVU. If the thing actually lets me select it. Hello? Oh, there we go. Ta-da! He became the angriest Dreadnought. The angriest. Da-da-da-da. I have no context for this, I think. I don't even know when it takes place, but I will assume it will become clear. Maybe this is before the final battle? Maybe? But then instead of having like the speech at the Eternity Gate, he has a speech with his Legion. Who knows? I don't know. But I guess I'll find out. Da-da-da-da. Let's have... Oh, I need to go to my corner actually before I do this. Hello. It's me. Ta-da. Okay. Take a sippy before you watch. All right, get ready and we'll watch this video together. Is Echoes of Eternity the name of the book? It probably is.
Sanguinius stepped out into the storm. Behind him came the lunar wolves. Before him, standing in ranks, stood the Revenant Legion. They waited in formation, statues at attention in the storm. Helmetless, they were graven in his image. Several thousand faces, resculpted through techno-magical genetics to resemble that of the father they'd never met. Their various skin shades hid nothing, and variant colours and styles of hair didn't conceal the fact either.
Oh.
Each one of them bore his visage.
What?
Sanguinius had been
Wait.
cognizant of this.
Do they all have the same face? Is that the case for like every Space Marine? I know they are like, you know, they bear the same genes, but then does it go that far to the point where they have like the freaking same face? No? Similar? Similar? Oh, huh. Only the Alpha Legion? What's the difference? Gene seeds, they make them have similar features. I know they like put the gene seeds in off, well, and like 13-year-old, no? So just getting like that gene seed implanted into you makes you change your features? It's like looking at a child and seeing the face of their parents. Oh. Oh. So not literal. Maybe. Unless you're Alpha Legion where you reconstruct your face for that. Oh, okay. I think I need to learn more about the Alpha Legion stuff.
Possibility without truly expecting it. Many of Horus's lunar wolves grew to take on his features as they ascended to the Astartes state. But it was by no means ubiquitous among the legions. Here, Sanguinius looked not on mere similarity, but simulacrum.
No?
Horus's sons resembled their Primarch as a son might take closely after a father. Sanguinius's sons resembled their gene sire as his own face would look back at him in a cracked mirror. War had scarred them, but they were him to the life. And they were afraid of him.
Afraid?
He could read it in eyes that matched his own. And he could sense it in the tautness of features he knew so perfectly well. The torment of expectation had goaded him to believe his sons might rejoice at their first sight of him. But the reality was altogether more tense. They feared what he represented, and the many changes to come. Free of the gunship's confines, he stretched his wings in the rain. Nothing more than instinct. The way someone might raise a hand against a breeze or roll their shoulders to prepare for a task. But when he did it, as his white feathered pinions flexed, several warriors in the front rank flinched. They didn't just fear what he represented, Sanguinius realized. They feared him. Perhaps they feared the mutation he bore on his back. But the Primarch didn't think it was anything so simple. They feared his very presence. Why?
Why?
The rain slashed, unceasing, content to fill the terrible silence with the hiss of its impact. Sanguinius felt the gaze of the lunar wolves behind him as surely as he saw the stares of the immortal Ninth facing him. Keeping his wings close to his body, for convenience rather than caution, he started walking along the rows of gathered warriors in their storm-washed grey. He met their eyes as he passed, and marked well the scars of war on their ceramite plate and transfigured flesh. In turn, they gazed up at him with the desperate hope he had been expecting, coupled with a defiance he had not.
Ooh.
They wanted this. They ached for this moment. But
Recognition?
everything rode upon it.
Dad came home!
Pressure was practically a physical thing, bearing down on all of them.
They want
In their
Dad's
faces,
attention.
you read their records of the Great Crusade. The drinking of blood and the eating of flesh, for tactical advantage, for survival, and rarely, but not rarely enough, for pleasure.
Pleasure?
He read the stories told by the scars that marred their beauty. The chronicles of subterranean campaigns against mutated hordes and scarcely human populations, harvested for desperately needed reinforcements. In their narrowed, awed eyes, he saw the discretionary refusals of the Divisio Militaris to supply them with munitions and armor battalions to match the other newborn legions, for fear of the Revenant's degeneracy. He saw the Imperial decrees breaking them apart to serve in splinter fleets, fragments of fragments attached to other Legion forces. The primary reason it had taken so long to gather the Legion here in its entirety. He saw the hardships of their crusade, and the compromises made when fate had forced their hands.
Does that mean Sanguinius also eats flesh and all? Blood? Or does he not? Is that just a his legion kind of thing? It's like a child meeting their father for the first time who wasn't present. But is Sanguinius a deadbeat father? They eat flesh for fun. Ooh. They drank blood and ate human meat to survive some of the hardest battles until this point. Oh, okay. No? Oh, okay. Okay, because they ran out of food? Like that? He's dead now, but then not. Oh, poor thing.
In the tilt of their heads and the set of their lips, he saw the sanctions levied against them by other, nobler legions.
Ooh.
He saw the sins they'd committed against their own empire, and the scorn they'd endured because of it.
For eating?
He saw how they wore that disregard as a badge of unwanted honor. In short, he saw them for what they were. Cannibals and killers with the faces of angels. Last of all, gleaming in their brazen stares, was the knowledge of their own extinction.
Oh, they're
Their
expecting
time
to.
was coming to an end.
Oh, they're expecting to die?
Even
By
without
Zan?
Sanguinius here before their gathered ranks, the lifespan of the Immortal Ninth was decidedly mortal, after all. The other legions, no matter their degrees of savagery, were reliable weapons in the Emperor's arsenal. To carve a planet apart, he sent the 8th. To drown a rebellion in the blood of their own dead, he sent the 12th. The ruthlessness of these wild legions was still contained within the framework of the Great Plan. But the 9th, these blood-stained knights with their crimson rituals, these eaters of the dead, already
dirty.
they'd been broken up, unreliable in legion force. Whole swaths of the expeditionary fleets refused to fight alongside them. Again and again they were ground down to near annihilation, repeatedly bringing themselves back from the brink with tides of desperate recruitment, sustaining themselves by elevating the genetic dregs of the species to a state of imperial perfection. Their ways populated their ranks with men exalted in flesh, yet still hollow in soul. Duty could only carry a soldier so far. These transhuman men fought for the Imperium, but they cared for little. They loved nothing.
That's gonna
There was
change.
nothing ennobling in their suffering. only pride in their capacity to endure. The pride of a cornered animal is all they have left. As soon as the thought occurred to him, Sanguinius dismissed it. No, it's not all they have left.
Leave me.
It's all they ever had.
Oh, damn
It
it.
is all they were ever given.
Oh.
How like the people of Balfora they were, so vulnerable despite their fortitude, able to survive but never thrive. Sanguinius had been adopted by the clans of pure blood, and grew to become their champion. He could have ruled over them as the god king they believed him to be, but he had always wanted nothing more than to protect them. He elevated.
Oh, he's a father now, so he needs to take good care of his kids. And he's gonna step up, right? Yeah, Sangi is stepping up. That's the type of person he is. He's gonna give them the love they deserve. And that's why they all went crazy, I guess, when he died, because they were like, no, Dad! I assume. I don't know. They had a deep connection, guys. They had a deep connection. Mm-hmm.
The pure tribes from the travails of their rad-soaked homeland, not through dominance over them, but by his service to them.
No.
And now, the Revenant's fear made sense. It was so obvious once he'd witnessed it with his own eyes, a truth that no hololithic report could ever convey. What would this winged demigod demand of them? Could they ever live up to what he would ask? Would they even want to try, if they despised their new father and his vision? Sanguinius kept walking, kept studying them.
They're worrying
He
too
thought of the
much.
oaths of fealty he could make them swear tonight. He thought of the glory he could promise them, and of the pride he could convey at the Emperor granting him command of his own legion. He was their Primarch, and he had every right to play out the moment the way his sons expected, by binding them to him with sacred oaths of their allegiance to him. But the first words he spoke to his legion were far from bombastic speeches later chroniclers would describe. "What is your name?" Sanguinius asked the closest revenant,
Oh.
the first of his sons that he ever met face to face. His tone was gently firm, his curiosity evident. The scarred warrior replied, lips wet with the rain. "Edamas." Sanguinius saw the conflict in the man's dark eyes as the Astartes hesitated, unsure whether to add an honorific. "Thank you," Sanguinius replied. He turned to the next warrior in line.
Gonna ask their name too?
"And you?"
He's gonna meet
Your
all of
name?
them. They aren't
Amit.
just a number. Oh.
Again, that hesitation, though Amit added a subdued "Lord" after a moment's pause. "Thank you." "And you?" And on it went. Soon he wasn't going one by one anymore, instead beckoning them to break ranks and come forward in clusters.
Oh.
He looked each of them in the eye as they proclaimed their names to him, many of them shouting over the others as the adrenaline of the moment took hold, and he committed their
They're excited.
identities to his preternatural memory. These were his first sons, and he would remember every one of them until the day of his death. When it was done, silence descended once more, dense with expectation. Before, the Revenants had regarded him with that clash of anticipation and defiant fear. Now, the challenge in their stares bordered on feverish. Why had he asked their names? What did he intend to do with the knowledge? Sanguinius saluted them, his fist against his heart. At last, he spoke. "You have told me your names,
Now
and I have read the records of your deeds. I know you, and I know how my father's Imperium, our Imperium, looks upon you.
Oh.
You have served with loyalty and been paid in gratitude and spite, both in equal measure. You have been given difficult tasks, only to find yourselves mistrusted for achieving them in the ways you believed best. I will not say you were wrong to act as you have acted, nor will I blame those that have come to fear you. That is the past. And this is our chance to step back from the edge of extinction. My first command is to bring you together once more.
Oh.
We will fight together as one bloodline. As of this moment, you are a broken legion no longer. The Revenant's eyes were upon him. He felt no doubts now. He knew exactly what he wanted to say. Swear me no oaths, he told them. Make me no promises.
Oh.
Do not offer me your allegiance purely because my blood runs in your veins. Sanguinius laughed suddenly, the sound musical against the percussion of the storm. In fact, do not offer me your allegiance at all. Not until you believe me worthy of it. The Primarch drew his sword, plunging it into the earth before the gathered ranks. He spread his wings, letting the rain sheet from them in pearlescent droplets. And then, to the amazed horror of his sons, he went to one knee in obeisance. Even with his head down,
To the kids?
his voice carried above the storm. Instead, let me offer you my allegiance. Take my oath, here and now. I am Sanguinius, son of the Emperor, Primarch of the 9th Legion, and I make you this promise. I will stand with you in glory, or die alongside you in shame. I come to you tonight not to enforce my ways upon all of you, but to learn your ways. The Revenant Legion looked upon him with breathless amazement. The punishment and chastisements they had expected hadn't manifested. The self-righteous vows they'd anticipated, that they must reshape themselves in their new father's image, hadn't been spoken. This legion is not mine, Sanguinius called out to his son.
It's ours. It's ours.
It is not a possession to be manipulated purely by my will. This legion is ours.
Oh my god.
And though you are my sons, fated to answer to me, I am your Primarch, and I will answer to you.
Oh.
Sanguinius heard the lunar walls shifting uncomfortably. This was plainly not how it had gone with Horus. It was not how these meetings were supposed to go. The angel drew his blade from the wet earth, raising his voice over the thunder. Each one of you is a bloodied veteran of the Great Crusade, and I, too, have fought the Imperium's wars, learning of our empire at my brother Horus's side. But I am as new to my title as I am to the war we fight. In time, I will come to lead you. But for now, I ask you only to let me fight by your side.
No. He's the best. Seriously.
If you refuse me, I will leave with no grudge. I will break my pact with the Emperor and return to Balfora.
Oh, he actually
I will
would?
leave you to survive as you survived thus far. But if you accept my offer, then let us learn together what our legion will be. Let us write that story as a united bloodline. Sanguinius let the rainfall clean his blade. He sheathed it in a smooth motion and rippled his wings against the storm's chill. The Emperor has charged us to take this world. He wants Tegar Pentorus. He wants it compliant before the turn of the solar month. I have seen the plans. I have seen the Imperial Army communications pleading for the presence of the Lunar Wolves here. The formal requests that my brother's pristine sons remain to bring about the compliance the Ninth Legion cannot be trusted to achieve.
They can't be trusted?
The Revenants stirred, shifted, clutched their weapons tighter. They had their pride.
Mm-hmm.
They had it in abundance, and it would make for a fine beginning. The Emperor wants this world, and the Lunar Wolves would love to be the ones to give it to him. Sanguinius paused, a half smile on his beauteous features, the look of a man sharing a sly jest with his closest companions. It's my belief that we don't need our esteemed cousins, though.
We can do it ourselves.
I believe we can take this planet without their aid.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, we will write the first chapter of our Legion's true story. He turned to the side, an intermediary between the Lunar Wolves officers and the several thousand revenants standing in broken ranks. Ezekiel looked faintly amused. Tarek was fully grinning. What say you, warriors of the Ninth Legion? Sanguinius called out. What say you to our noble ambassadors from the 16th? Thousands of voices rose, a rolling thunder of mockery, refusal, and defiance.
Yeah, boy.
The Revenant Legion shouted down the Lunar Wolves with that unified roar, succeeding also in outshouting the storm. Ezekiel Abaddon stepped forward, raising his hands for quiet. It took some time to descend. Tarek moved with him, and as Abaddon inclined his head in respect to the quieting revenants, the latter gave a teasing, courtly bow. Well then, Lord Sanguinius, Tarek said, loud enough for the ranks of Astartes to hear. It's the considered opinion of myself and my dear first Captain Abaddon here, that we can pull our Legion forces back and let the Ninth handle things.
Ooh, he trusted him.
Sanguinius thanked them both with his gaze, watched them moving to reboard their gunship, and then turned to face his new legion once more. My friends, he said to the revenants, my sons, let us make ready. We have our first war to win.
Damn. Literally best dad. I'm sorry, Big E. Well, okay. I think no one thinks Big E is the best dad. Sanguinius is the best dad. The dad that stood up, and that was lifting up his sons. Crazy. So this is literally the start of his legion. His blood legion with blood angels, sorry. So before the blood angels were blood angels. They were the revenants, and they had a terrible reputation. That's what I can make from this, because they were, cannibals, drinking blood, all that stuff. And now he's dead. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. What the hell? You're ruining it. Man. Oh, and then he dies, of course. No wonder they went kind of crazy because of his death. They were just that attached to Dad. He's alive in our heart. You're right. If we remember him, he doesn't truly die. Big E, best dad? No. 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 Man. But it was really good. It was really good. Very emotional. You could feel the weight between his words. All moral characters die in 40k. Not even one character lives. Only a few Primarchs cared for their sons like that. What's the other Primarchs that cared for their kiddos then? Sorry, I need to reset my audio mixer real quick. One moment. Beep boop. Vulcan? Ooh. Now Epicus video? You mean like the speech? Because I've already watched the speech. The Sanguinius speech like a month ago. Where is it? Here. Oh, I need to reset. One moment. Sorry, there I am. Ta-da! I watched the Sanguinius speech. There's already a video from it up. Where's my music? Sorry. Music. I don't hear the music. Oh, here. That's why. Ta-da! I think I watched like 3 videos or 4 things, something like that. I missed it. No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I want to eat a bloody steak and ribs. Now, do not. Do not, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little feeling under the weather today. So I was actually thinking of like wrapping it up for today because I wanted to watch animal videos. I didn't get around to it, but I'm feeling a little unwell, so but I'm so hungry. Go eat. Then go over the weather. Then I'll do my best. I will go over the weather. Nah, I think we're just gonna like wrap it up for today, and I will rest. You have a good rest. Thank you. No, I appreciate you all for being here. I had fun. I'm gonna paint my Nurglings this week. I will paint my Nurglings this week. Probably on Twitch. Maybe I'll do a dual stream. I'm not sure. Or multi-stream. I have not tried that before. But I'll do like a community post for it. I need to like clean up a little bit for that. It's always so of you. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all. Paint pink Nurglings. I am gonna try to paint them pink. Or blue. Or both. But yeah, appreciate you all. Good night for now. Bye-bye, chatto. Bye, potatoes. Bye. Say bye back. Bye, Mama. It's the Tyranids' fault. Yeah, frick those Tyranids. No, just kidding. Will you react to Khan next time? Yes, Khan is next. Bye bye. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye. Sleep well. Good night. Bye 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 bye. Say bye back. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Say bye back or you get eaten by Tyranids. Bye bye.